I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
Venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen no many ones that are so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
Oh, damn. Delta Force going in? Iran's cooked, man. I didn't know that. I didn't see anything about that. That's crazy. Oh, they're cooked. It's over. What the fuck is that? Goat? Greatest of all time. The fuck? Oh, what? Here we go. Hold on, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Oh, that's RTX. That's RTX. That's not DLSS5. I thought that was... I was like, oh man, no, let's see some fucked up faces. They're not going to show that. Of course not. Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo. There's a new Super Mario Brothers? I didn't know that. Another copy and paste, I'm sure. What is this?
Well, hi everybody. I thought it was time to give you all a Hunt for Gollum update. The first of many that we'll do, little blogs along the way. And Andy Serkis has been busy designing the film. He's going to direct it, and obviously...
Oh, that's right. They are making a new film, aren't they? Oh, man, that's going to be good stuff. I don't think I've seen a single Lord of the Rings movie that hasn't hit. Honestly. Oh, I'm so hyped for this game. This game's going to be so banger. Oh, man, let's go. Lords of the Fallen 2, boys. Let's go. Alpha gameplay. Look at that. Oh. That's new. What is that? Do you get like a new form now? That looks cool. Oh, what? It's like a blade spinner. Look at that. Dude, these environments are freaking awesome. That is sick. It's a dragon. Oh. Yo, look at these enemies. Oh, did you see it? There's a big ass fish. The environments look really good in this one. Oh man, that was good. We actually got some games today. Look at that, boys. Aspen wasn't live yesterday, so we're gonna be kind of hindered a little bit on content, but not really, because there's a bunch of decoy stuff I need to go over too. A lot of new stuff, a lot of new updates since last night on the Iran war too. But we're gonna focus on gaming right now. So. I don't like the art style of this one. It looks like it was hand drawn by a pen. I don't like that. It's too dark. Do I even want to watch this? I'm in a good mood. Let me not watch that. I don't want to watch that. Damn, you know what I'm missing? There we go. Now we're ready to stream. That's it? That's all we get? Oh, come on. Oh, what is this? How did I miss this? What is this?
Good to see you again. John Jumpspace here. I've been in recovery after, crashing my last ship. But today I want to show you the new stuff in the Heated update, which is out now on Steam and Xbox. Check the description for timestamps on each feature I'll touch on.
Fuck Xbox. The hell is going on with my hair? Xbox will be partnering up with Netflix to bring ads to games, boys. Fuck Xbox. Soon everyone's gonna be playing on Steam.
At the end, we'll talk about stability fixes and future update plans. Let's get started before the voices come back. First and foremost, we made big changes to mission structure with a new heat system and map layout. Simply put, heat represents how strong Legion forces are in the final jump of the mission. High heat means stronger enemies and a tougher time for you. You can
Oh my god, I just got PTSD from Starfield watching that.
forces are
Oh
in the final
god.
jump of the mission. High heat means stronger enemies and
Oh jeez, I don't know.
a tougher time for you. You can decrease heat by completing sector objectives around the map, and how much will be subtracted is shown by these numbers here. There are also a few ways to make your heat go up again, as you will discover, so just be careful out there. You can spend a longer time clearing every sector to gear up and reduce...
Man, you just start trying to play this with two friends, and they just clicking on random shit.
All the heat.
Look at him clicking on stuff.
For a shorter mission. Only real lunatics like me go for that strat. But watch out for the lava wall. This danger zone will slowly sweep over the map with every jump between sectors you make. Jumping to a sector inside the red will be very difficult, with only elite ships and increased numbers. You don't want to get caught in that situation, so plan your jumps around this. Important to note, you can now jump longer distances across sectors you've already cleared, like this. We want heat and the map changes to make choices more meaningful and impactful. For example, you can now jump away from a sector at any time if you're very low on health or resources, and want to avoid that inevitable ship fight. But that means missing your chance to reduce the heat from that sector. We've also made changes to loot distribution on how heat affects how much loot you find in a specific sector. Lots of changes to try out here. Let us know
This game looks really good. How have I never seen this game before? This looks like an update for the game. This game looks really interesting.
it feels. We've added a new special.
How have I not seen a bunch of YouTubers and gamers playing this, like on stream and stuff?
Points of interest. There's a lot of these.
It's a
varying
4-player
shapes and sizes.
co-op.
Who knows what they contain, but they're always worth investigating. You can encounter a locked loot door with several ways to open it, or maybe a jumping puzzle. Wait. Help me! Our plan is to soon populate every sector in the game with at least one random point of interest. Even if you jump into a sector you've seen before, we want you to always find something new, or have unexpected things happen. We've done some big rebalancing to ground enemies and difficulty. There's these new drones I've started seeing out there. Uncle Junk blew me off a cliff. I'll never forget.
Yeah, look at the graphics. These graphics are pretty good too.
Enemy types now have more distinct behavior and attack patterns.
The guns look really
And are
cool.
better at targeting everyone equally, among other tweaks. While enemies by themselves are more dangerous and shouldn't be ignored, we've balanced this by having longer pauses between them spawning, so that encounters have more room to breathe and feel more fair. With these changes, going up in mission difficulty rank should feel smoother and not like a drastic spike too. We want very hard to feel very hard. You can always let us know in your feedback if you went a little crazy here. You'll hopefully have a lot of fun navigating ground battles and outplay those robots with your new sliding. Oh yeah, sliding. Now you can slide around and down slopes by sprinting and crouching. It's very useful during fights, trust me. You really should have added this sooner. Once you've tried it, you can't go back. There's new weapons too. A semi-auto rifle, the Bulldog. Weapon enthusiasts will tell you that this is a bullpup, freaking nerds, but it's really satisfying. Go give it a whirl. There's now finally grenades too, acting as another consumable to find. There's both normal and sticky variants, making everything do a big boom. The football in the hangar has been patched up and can now be played with. Speaking of the hangar, you can now configure your power grid and component layout straight from behind Barrett, as it's been much requested by the community. That's pretty much all the new stuff that you'll notice on the surface. We've also done a lot of work under the hood. We updated the engine to Unity 6, which will help us out with performance and stability.
The fact that you could just fly the ship around, that's impressive. This game has a lot of meat to it. I'm thoroughly shocked. I've never seen this game before today.
With network fixes, we hope that this update eliminates a lot of issues reported by players in the past few months. Please let us know how things feel now. We won't stop working on improvements until it runs smooth. But yeah, this update is focusing on stability and laying technical groundwork for the future. For summer 2026's big update, we know you want ship number 3, and hopefully we can deliver even more than that, but no promises quite yet. We hope you enjoy the heated update, and leaving your feedback on the features and stability helps us immensely. So write us in the comments, or Discord, or on
Get a
Steam
jetpack too?
anything.
He's got like a grapple hook so he could grapple to his ship.
Or Discord, or on Steam forums. If there's
That's so
anything
cool.
you really want to see included in the next update, let us know as well. Once again, we are so thankful for all of you investing your time and energy into Jump Space. We will keep building the game
Called
the best
Jump Space.
we can, get with your help. Okay, I'll stop yapping. John Jump Space, out.
Huh. That's cool. Yo, W developer. Okay, that's it for gaming. Oh, actually, hold on. I think there's more about Pragmata. I could be wrong though. Don't hold me to that. Fuck Xbox. I got it. I saw that yesterday and I was angry, dude. I was like, you motherfuckers, trying to bring ads to gaming, bro. Of all the slime bag things. It's gonna have like tiers too. It's like just like the Netflix tier system. It's so stupid. This looks cool. Wait a minute. Oh man, I got a game for Nigel. Hold on, wait a minute. This is a horror game. This is a horror game. This ain't what I thought it was. I didn't think you could catch those fish. That man is way too enthusiastic about his job. They need to check his basement. This man is way too enthusiastic. They need to check him. What the fuck? It's a weird game for sure. That's a weird game. Interesting game, but it's weird. I don't really think there's much else. We saw this. Oh, wait. No, that's Umbral. What is this? I don't think there's anything else. All right, let's move on. So apparently SOAR is getting shut down. It's a source for OpenAI. It's
Shut
getting
down, yep,
AI is burning through so much money and resources that it's hitting a point where everything about it and around it is getting shut down. Because it can't maintain itself because there's not enough people using.
Other good news. I know. A pretty great day. It was a double whammy because then Disney announced that they're pulling that $1 billion commitment that they had made to, like, let OpenAI train on Disney characters.
Hold on, wait a
I
minute.
did see that.
Really? Oh, damn. So everyone's bailing out on AI now. Hopefully those RAM companies that decided to skyrocket their RAM prices will learn from their mistakes, those assholes. Those people are the reason why our consoles are going to be worth a shitload. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Fox is popping the fuck off right now, dude. Damn. What a shot. I didn't click anything. What? They canceled it, boys. They canceled this dumpster fire of a TV show. It's over. Ha ha ha! That's what you fucking get. Check out the Critical Drinker, W Critical Drinker. Fuck yeah, let's go, Critical Drinker.
Oh, no, 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 no.
You know, some decisions in life lead to such
Morning,
entirely
everybody.
predictable consequences that you wonder why they were even made in the first place. The Vindaloo curry from that dodgy takeaway.
Keep in mind that this TV show aired its first episode for free on YouTube.
Down the road that leads to diarrheal outpourings of such explosive force that they threaten the structural integrity of both your toilet bowl and your rectum. The impromptu game of football in your late 40s with zero prep time that leads to a slipped disc and the grim realization that you definitely haven't still got it. Or in this case, the decision to release a new Star Trek show about an alphabet soup of sassy 20-something women and benignly agreeable pussified men as they enroll in the giant adult daycare center that passes for Starfleet Academy in the minds of modern writers.
You have to keep in mind that their entire ability to travel using wormholes or whatever technology they were using has been completely disabled in this TV show. The entire show has no point even in existing because they can't travel through space at light speed anymore because of some weird storm that knocks out that ability. So there's, for a better light of, for a better, to give you an idea of how useless this show is, it's pretty bad. It's just bad. It's really fucking bad. It's awful. It's terrible. And then all of the characters are laughably stupid. Laughably fucking terrible. The acting is terrible. I fucked up. I may have seen a little bit. I saw one scene where they fucking moved, like the actor was talking, and the voice, the person, the act, it was like she was trying to lip sync. That's what it looked like. I fucking kid you not. I had to I rewatched it like 3-4 times, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with this clip? Like, is it me or is this something fucked up with this clip? And it was in the show, and I was like, what the fuck is going on with this? Apparently, one of the actors' voices was fucked up, but they did such a shit job at it that they couldn't even fucking lip sync right. And they wouldn't retake it because they were already hemorrhaging so much money. This thing is a fucking joke. This show was built to fail. It was built to fucking fail.
Already.
Filled with cringe-inducing attempts at Joss Whedon-style quippy dialogue written by aging millennial losers without an ounce of talent or experience to their names, desperate attempts to pander to an intellectually stunted Gen Z audience that has as much interest in Star Trek as I do with experimental feminist theatre, and rounded out with some of the worst set design,
That's
direction,
the sad part.
and
Like, they had the keys to the kingdom, but instead of making a really good Star Trek, they made this, man. Come on. Is it so hard to ask for good like shows and movies? I remember back when movies were a paradise, bro. Whenever you could go see any movie that was coming to theaters and you were almost guaranteed that it was going to be good. Whenever they were making the Transformers movies, when they were pumping out Spider-Man movies, the Endgame movies, like, no matter where you would go to watch a new movie, you knew it was going to be good. You had it. You had, like, I don't know what happened. What the fuck happened?
performances in the
I
entire...
just think back on all that, and we have like an AMC subscription, so we could go to the movie theaters pretty much for free. Well, as long as you paid the yearly, like, fee, right? But, like, every movie that we went and saw was good. What happened? And we went, like, at least twice a week, maybe once.
60-year history of the franchise.
I just
And
don't
the
get
results? A one-way ticket to Cancellation Town, baby. Population, Starfleet Academy.
Oh no! What happened?
That's right. Much to everyone's non-surprise, and to the dismay of literally dozens of people who claim to be fans
I'm happy
on
at making
social
your
media,
experience
the news
better.
broke last night
W
that
Monkey.
Paramount had wisely decided to flush this laughable turd of a show down the refuse chute of entertainment history at their earliest possible convenience. Which in this case means at the end of Season 2, which is only getting made because it was already commissioned before Season 1 even came out.
You sure about that?
I don't know about that.
You sure about that?
Damn, man, talk about counting your chickens before they've hatched. These guys were counting them before the hens even started fucking. Now, remember how I said that Skydance buying over Paramount late last year was probably going to lead to some major changes once all the formalities were out of the way? David Ellis.
The minute that the dust settled, the CEO or whoever bought that bitch was like, you see that TV show? You have to bury that under the deepest crater the earth has ever fucking made. You understand me? You have to bury that, you have to burn it at the stake and make sure it never sees the light of day again. Ever. We will never acknowledge its existence. This is a monster that has been made for the sole purpose of being laughed at, humiliated, mocked, and buried.
Coulson and his buddies had some breathing room to evaluate their lineup of projects, and that the first target for cancellation should absolutely be Star Trek? Well, there you go. Actually, now that I think about it, someone should probably do a wellness check on Robert Picardo. That dude looked more drunk than me even before.
No, actually, my mom's dead.
Before the news broke. Oh, steady there, big man. Anyway, let us see what Paramount has to say about the matter. Quote, "We're incredibly proud of the ambition, passion, and creativity that went into bringing Star Trek's Starfleet Academy to life." Are you? Why? What part of it are you most proud of?
Why would you put your name on this fucking show, bro? Asking for trouble.
51% audience score? The fact that it barely even made a ripple.
Wait,
on
what was that audience score?
Proud of the 51%.
Oh. Oh, of course. I lean back and I see that the fucking tomato score is 80. This is why anytime you check out Rotten Tomatoes, don't ever go with the tomato score. Always go with the popcorn meter. Always. Always, always, always.
Percent audience score? The fact that it barely even made a ripple on your own streaming platform? The absolute
Unless it's an older movie. If it's an older movie, take it with a grain of salt. Because a lot of these people have like these cult followings, these movies, these old school movies. So take them with a grain of salt.
That it earned from the entire internet, the $100 million of badly needed cash that you flushed down the shitter to make this thing happen.
Oh, give me $100 million. I could make entertainment with $100 mil. Shit, man, I could do a lot of good with $100 mil.
Not to mention the tens of millions you still have to pour into season 2.
Great plan.
Thank you.
Oh, W reference. Let's go. I love this movie. Demolition Man is so good. Oh my god, if you have not seen Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, please go watch this movie. It is so damn good.
What's your plan, Chief?
You know, it's worth pointing out that you could have made 6 Godzilla -1s for the cost of just a single season of Academy and still had enough left over to take the entire production team on a 2-week vacation to Hawaii. The series introduced audiences to a bold new group of characters, welcomed familiar faces, and expanded the Star Trek universe in exciting new ways.
Again, who are these directed towards? Where is your audience?
Sit on a throne of lies.
Tell me, which new character was your favourite? The body-positive hologram with learning difficulties? The other body-positive cadet with learning difficulties who managed to swallow her own communicator somehow? I don't think anyone wants to crawl through her Jeffrey's tube. The body-positive officer in charge of physical fitness who looks like climbing a flight of stairs would involve making camp for the night and trying for the top the following morning. You know, I think I'm spotting a bit of a theme here. The captain who treats the bridge of a starship like a charming little book and coffee shop in Portland. The gay, sensitive, dress-wearing Klingon born from a polyamorous relationship that... Shut up! Ah, fuck it.
That was Kindergarten Cop, boys.
I just can't with this show, man. We're grateful to Alex Kurtzman, Noga Landau, Gaia Violo, and the entire cast and crew who pushed storytelling boundaries in the spirit of Gene Roddenberry's vision.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
I think we all know what movie that was. If you don't know what movie that is, stop living under a rock.
Someone's telling Porky Pies, aren't they? This vacuous, childish, incompetent replication of Star Trek would be enough to make Gene Roddenberry go... And yeah, I used that scene because it still haunts me to this goddamn day. I think we both know that if I was to go to his grave and play an episode of Starfleet Academy loudly enough, I'm pretty sure he'd rise from the ground, driven by pure rage at what had been done to his creation, and hunt down every single person involved in it. Pray that I do not enact such a Machiavellian scheme. I think my favourite part of this might be the final sentence, though. We look forward to sharing the upcoming second and final season with everyone, and continuing to celebrate the cast, crew, and all that was accomplished with this series.
You sure about that?
I really don't think you want to be talking about Starfleet Academy in terms of accomplishments, lads. The fact is, you gambled this entire project on one thing.
Yeah, when are they going to stop gambling and start giving us what the fuck we want? They know what we want. They've done it for years. Give us what we want!
The modern audience. And you lost. Big time. Why? Because
Who do you think the modern audience is? The younger generation? The younger generation that's below the millennials? They know that their entire livelihood is cooked. They're not worried about movies and TV. They all watch IRL streamers. You cater to their parents, the millennials, and guess what's going to happen? Well, actually, I think it's not just millennials anymore. The parents are going to want to see the movie, and guess who you're catering to? The newer audience. You dumb fuck. Hello?
On something that never even existed. It was nothing but a smokescreen, don't you know? The tiny minority of moronic, terminally online activists who make the most.
We have to round all of them up. We must put them in the deepest, darkest asylum with the most cuckoo white walls, give them a padded room with a nice little vest where they can rock back and forth all day.
Most noise on social media aren't loyal fans of your franchise that will support your product, or even consumers that can be exploited for money because they have none.
You know what's crazy? I can't tell you how many of these people I've come across in my life that have like advocated for the nonsense that they're putting in TVs and shit now, right? They're like, oh, that's an amazing thing. Those people will never buy your game. You know why? Because they don't play it. They don't play games. They don't watch movies. They do this. They do this. This is what they do. They go around trying to change people's lives for the quote-unquote better, and all they do is manage to ruin their own life, thank God. And other people's as well, unfortunate.
And if they did, they wouldn't give it to you, that's for fucking sure. All they care about is winning, breaking down another barrier, capturing another cultural landmark to deny it to their enemies, destroying someone else's toys so that everyone will be just as miserable as them.
Yep.
And it seems in Alex Kurtzman, they found the most useful of idiots.
Black Lives Matter, the NAACP.
This has to be hell. This has to be hell. I've died and went to hell, right?
The goal is
surely this isn't heaven.
Star Trek, but to promote these organizations and to use our platform to be able to bring greater awareness to these very, very important messages and places.
Honestly, if I was in charge of Paramount Skydance, I'd probably Batgirl Season 2 quicker than you could say modern audience.
Sarah?
Take the tax rate down and save all the post-production costs. I mean, really, considering Season 1 opened to dismal reviews and never even managed to chart, who exactly do you think is going to watch Season 2 of a show that's already been cancelled and therefore has no future? Save the money, save the embarrassment, save what's left of Star Trek's legacy, and just kill this horrifying, misshapen abomination right now. By all accounts, Alex Kurtzman's contract expires at the end of the year, and he's
thank God, fire this man. He doesn't want to be there, please. Get him out. Get him out! No more! Get rid of him! He's terrible! Get rid of him! Go work at McDonald's!
in talks with Paramount about his future at the studio. Now, if they have anything even remotely resembling common sense, the only conversation they should be having with him is, which moving company are you going to use to clear out your office, Alex? And how can we speed things up? Starfleet Academy isn't just the death rattle of modern Star Trek.
And you know what really sucks about this? Every actor that plays in this that may be good or bad is going to lose their ability to get jobs in the future as an actor because of this stupid TV show. I'd imagine that a lot of the actors that are like side people in this are all incredibly terrible actors because they read the script and they decided to go with it anyway. That's what I think. If you read your script and you just want to fill a position at a company so that way you can hopefully get a better company and you don't take a part or a role that makes you and your character look good, then you automatically cook yourself and you get what you deserve. That's how The Rock and Sylvester Stallone got where they're at. That's how Arnold got where he's at. Taking these jobs willy-nilly because you're fresh out of college and you think that you're just going to be the best actor ever is the whole reason why TV shows and movies are dying. This mentality of it's just a job, especially whenever you've got people like Keanu Reeves that are driving motorcycles and working on how to talk with things in their mouth for a role in their free time. You're never going to be able to... You're not going to beat that if the only time you ever want to do any kind of work and practice is at work. You're never going to beat those kind of people. Because their heart, soul, and mind are acting. These people aren't actors. They're just college people that think that because they went to college, they can be the best actors there are. And look at the Last of Us TV show. That's a prime example. What a joke it was.
Final expulsion of toxic, putrid gases from the bloated, decomposing corpse before the whole thing collapses in on itself.
Like an origami chicken.
Shut up, you.
And I'm not talking about the big actors that are in this. I'm talking about all these new actors that are in this that no one's really seen before. Their careers are probably mostly over. It's going to be very difficult for them to get a job with this being on their resume.
Dramatic way of saying this, and if there was, I wouldn't take it anyway because I'm
disappointed in that man right there. How did you read this script and think that this was good? I'm very disappointed in him.
When it comes to this sort of thing, but I mean it with absolute sincerity when I say, fuck off, Starfleet Academy. You will not be missed. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
W Critical Drinker.
Hey, sir.
All right, boys. Let's get it. Oh, we got a Somalian video. So, let's see. So, thanks to the unfortunate fact that I had to cash out my a retirement from TRS, teacher's retirement, and the help it was happening anyway because I haven't paid into it in a while, so they automatically make you take it out. So it's not like I had to do it because they were closing the account and there's nothing I can do. And the help from all the new love that I've been getting the past few weeks, I now have a new thing that's going to be going on the shelf, and I've got something else coming in the mail. It'll be here probably next week or the week after. I'm not sure when. But we got a new bonsai tree. Got a new bonsai tree for the back wall, boys. I'm going to have to rearrange some stuff, but brand new bonsai tree. And y'all are going to really, really like what's coming in soon. Y'all will really like it. It'll be worth the wait. I promise you. Y'all will really like it.
Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, has finally submitted an apology, but we are going to get into why it is too little too late today on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. Of course, this is a fast facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So once again,
W Legal Mindset. Hell yeah, Legal Mindset. Please go show Legal Mindset some love. It's been a little bit since we reacted to him because there hasn't been anything that's been too crazy. It's mostly just rehashes, but anytime he covers the Somalian stuff, I'm all on board. I wish I had reacted to him with clavicular with the slap, but it's kind of too little too late, you know.
Moving into Somali's legal saga, we get into this ending part of the trial, because at this point, let me clarify, the trial, the case in chief, the presentation of evidence is done.
So from what I understand is that if Somali gets charged with this, he will be registered sex offender in Korea. Not Korea. Is it Korea? Japan. Where the fuck is this guy? It's been so long. Korea, right? It's Korea. Is it? He will be a registered sex offender. He will also America will uphold that sex offender registry, so he'll have to register if he comes back to America. And he will also be put into a jail where they will work him. It'll be like a work prison. They do work in prison there. And because of his registry, like as a sex offender, he will not get light duty because it will automatically make him unavailable for a lot of the light duty. So he'll most likely be turning big rocks into little rocks, boys. For up to 12 years.
Johnny Somali's trial is over.
It is not looking good.
Except for the date of sentencing and the date of the verdict. Except for that announcement, that's pretty much done. All the evidence, everything else needed to really already be submitted by now or by the closing date. And that closing date already passed as of last trial. And the last trial, Johnny Somali...
Oh my God. Dude, that comment goes hard.
Somali RKI did submit an in-court apology during his closing. Now, we analyzed that apology and we found it to be a really non-apology. And in my last video, if you guys check
what, now he cares? Now he wants to apologize and then not immediately double down with the stream saying fuck the judge and threatening the judge? Really? That's crazy.
After he gave that in-court apology, he proceeded to attack...
He's so fucked, it's not even funny, dude. I hope they put him away for the full max sentence. I do. He needs to be a registered sex. He needs to lose every privilege that he is thoroughly thrashed and taken advantage of.
Koreans attack Korean culture, call them stupid, say they get destroyed in a war, say they were, all sorts of negative, nasty things about Koreans, and continue to demean Koreans.
I think he threatened the judge and his family, dude. Put this man in jail.
Korea is one of the most stupid countries in the world. I don't even think Korea is a first world country.
Yeah, I bet. Man, you're going to be saying that a whole lot every day when you turning big rocks into little rocks.
I honestly think Korea is probably a second world country.
They're going to beat his ass in prison being a registered sex offender, too. They're going to beat his ass. Actually, you know what? That's Korea. Oh, man, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know how Korean prisons are. I know they don't fuck around when it comes to work labor, though. They'll get you.
So I think in light of that, and possibly in light of watching the videos calling him out on that, he decided to finally submit an official apology to the court.
Send him to Epstein Island with no food.
What is an official apology? Well, you see this here in the court filings here, filed on 3/17/2026. That's Pigoin defendant submits a letter of reflection. So that is what it's typically called, as a letter of reflection that is submitted to the court. The problem for Johnny Somali is he submitted...
I think that's just... Look, okay, so I'm not going to lie. I genuinely think that that's just I don't want to sound... an Asian culture thing. Because, in Japan or in China, when you leave your job to get another job, you have to, have a sit down with your boss and apologize and explain why you're leaving. And they have to let you go. That you can't just get it. It's not like America. You have that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand is when you live in some of these countries, it you can just giving 2 weeks here in America is a consideration. It's not something you have to do. You could just not show up the next day, right? But in a place like China, if you do that, you won't be able to get another job. Your employer has to let you go. You don't understand the amount of luxury we have in America.
A
lot of people don't get that.
Way. And we're going to get into why he made a mistake. But first,
I think it's just normal for that culture to expect people to apologize for what they've done. I think we need to do that here. We do. I feel like if you're being forced, I mean, a lot of these dumbasses here probably won't be able to fucking write it. But if you're forcing these people to apologize for what they've done, in a fucking 2,000-word essay or some shit, and then you actually sentence them and give them manual labor as long as they're in prison, I bet we'd have a whole different system.
Guys, if you haven't, check out the Cabbage plushies, which are now available in the comment below, pinned and in the description. Now they're live and very, very cute and frustrating to Somali. But that said, we go over to what you're supposed to do with these filings. So, the letter of reflection. This is a document that you're supposed to submit often multiple times during the trial to show you're sincere and to show genuine, sincere
But he hasn't
reflection.
The thing is he doesn't care. He's been taking this as a joke the entire fucking time. Because he will sit there in court and plead, and then the minute that he gets behind his camera, immediately shit on everything. He doesn't care. He doesn't feel like he's done anything wrong, but I'm sure once he starts turning those big rocks into little rocks, he'll understand maybe.
So if we look at the Korean streamer Youngman, and Youngman is very relevant, not just because it's a person that was involved in the case. Once again, there's a reminder, Youngman attempted to have a settlement with Johnny Somali over his deep fake because there was a deep fake of Youngman and Hank making out, and that was not accepted by the prosecutor. They did not actually consider that in issuing their sentence. They, in fact, completely ignored that settlement and said, we're still going to charge Johnny Somali, even if you don't care about it, or even if you guys came to some sort of agreement. Well, Youngman did what is
W judge, by the way, W judge.
Typical in a Korean trial, in a Korean defense scenario. So his trial began, much like Johnny's last year. His began later on, 6/18, and Johnny's began on March 7th. So you have a little bit more time for Johnny. So Johnny had more time, and what did he do this entire time? Nothing. He submitted absolutely no letter of reflection when the trial was going on until the trial effectively ended on February 27th. That's the end. You're not submitting
And you
anymore.
know that lawyer was telling him the entire time, make sure you're submitting this and make sure... Like, think about how many lawyers this jackass went through over the course of... Like, he's been stuck there for what, almost... I want to say almost 2 years now. No, it has to have been like
evidence.
a year.
They're not considering anything else. It's done. Well, what did Youngman do? Well, he submitted multiple letters. You see, in June, in July, in August, in October, in November, 8 total letters, 7 of which were during the trial. So he submitted over and over and over and over again these letters showing how
he's been stuck there since November 2024. You understand this man's been stuck in Korea for going on almost 2 years now? Stupid fuck.
how sincerely apologetic he was and how sorry he was. And that
Man.
last letter, the important thing about that last letter is, even though the judge didn't consider it, he did that to show overall, hey, I'm sincere and these are sincere and I meant what I said by this.
By the
Even
time this man finally gets out, most of his viewer base is going to be moved on.
Knowing that, hey, the case is over, the judge is not going to really consider that, but the judge had 7 other letters to look at to show the sincerity of Youngman.
And you can also tell that he has no sincerity because he kept posting. He opened a new YouTube channel and is now actively posting on that channel the same dumb shit that got him where he's at. He has no remorse for what he did.
Korean defendant. But Johnny Somali, who's been ignoring the advice and ignoring really what you're supposed to do in a typical Korean trial because he thought it was going to go his way. He thought the charges would be dropped. He thought things would go away. Well, that didn't happen. And you see here, it's a little...
Right?
Too late.
Your Honor, my client did it.
The judgment is too late. It's
He admitted it.
as the trial is over. And we also have something we're going to go over on a future stream, a submission from the Somali conviction team that we got done back in April 2025. We submitted that to the judge and the prosecutor. And in that, we predicted he would eventually submit an apology.
Bro fucked up so bad. He's been there for almost... If he stays there... Well, actually, he should be sentenced in April. So, like, we're going to know something soon, very soon.
Even we couldn't predict that he'd be stupid enough to not submit it until the trial itself is over. So that was something we even didn't know how stupid RKI could be. But
I'm actually kind of shocked that he hasn't fled yet, honestly.
We predicted that he would at some point apologize and gave very detailed reasons on why that shouldn't be taken seriously.
He apologized already. He did like physical apologies, and then he doubled back on them. You can't accept this man's apologies. He has no remorse for what he did. Put his ass in jail. When you sit there and you apologize and then you turn around and take a fat shit on somebody on stream, you don't have any remorse for what you did. You're a piece of shit.
And why he needed jail time.
He's not sorry that he did what he did. He's sorry he got caught.
That, because it was submitted last year at this point, was something that the prosecutor and the judge can consider, would consider, and are considering when they look through this and we go towards sentencing.
Oh, we talk about Johnny Somali. That dumbass that was down in Korea giving streamers bad names by doing all this dumb shit.
So while we've got evidence that's in there timely that they've been considering,
I think they dropped all the other stuff because they knew that with the sentencing of this deepfake stuff, there's a good chance he's going to end up in jail with a sex offender registry. There's almost a high likelihood that this is going to happen to him. He's going to end up in that prison working.
Johnny Somali's is not gonna happen. So at this point, it's unlikely to be taken serious. And
Watch next month on whenever the sentencing is done, depending on the verdict, this is gonna blow up like crazy.
Do not change my prediction of 2 to 3 year sentence with labor and registration.
I love that. I love hearing that. I love hearing him say with labor. Say it again.
3 year sentence with labor.
3 year sentence with labor. And it ain't no pussy shit either because of his registry that he'll be on. Bro. Woo!
And registration as a sex offender. But I want to know what you guys think about this trial and about Johnny's Too Little Too Late. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Okay, we got some decoy, man. W decoy. Let's go decoy. So he also talked about the Cuba thing. Oh, here we go. We're going to have stupidity pouring in, boys. Get ready. Hope y'all locked in. So here Hassan's running defense for himself, pulling the power out of the entirety of Cuba. And, yeah.
Socialists really taking safaris into poverty to possibly making poor kids dance for sandwiches? As these rumors about his Cuba trip...
I heard it was a cookie.
Outrageous, and nobody knows what to believe right now, but this new brand of propaganda tourism...
I do know, out of all the media that's come out, and everything that's happened, there is one source that you can definitely not trust. Hassan Piker.
...is getting sickening when these rich idiots somehow found that human suffering can not only be monetized, but utilized in anti-American propaganda, as this pink activist group charted
damn, it would have been a shame if that plane went down. I'm sorry.
a flight out to Cuba to protest Trump.
So we're on the plane now, getting ready to go to Havana, Cuba.
Don't let these people leave Cuba. Keep them there. We don't want them back. Please. Keep them. They love communism so fucking much, you can keep them. By all means.
Have this entire charter flight full of people, and we're so excited to be with the Cuban people and show our support, show our solidarity, and to say that this cruel, inhumane, barbaric policy of the Trump administration has to go.
And paint murals.
We have to do something with our school systems, man. We got to do something. This is just sad. They never graduated out of elementary, man. They over there doing arts and crafts. What the fuck? What are we doing? How do we tolerate this? I don't get it.
To leave a gift and vision of humanidad. This is the mural for humanity, and it's going to have little boats with notes in it of love.
I didn't offer
and
you that job.
Thank you. But did you see how I volunteered? I was like, to the bird on the other side. There'll be fishes and sea life here, and it's from a poem with artists from all over the United States.
Performative activism has actually gotten more pathetic. Their liberal logic sees impoverished, starving citizens suffering under communism and thinks, let's go dress in pink and paint them a poem. That'll make everybody much more confident.
Yeah, that'll feed them. That'll put food in their kids' bellies. That'll make sure their water's clean, right? That'll give them power. Oh, wait.
In communism, and the only thing worse than American idiots is Irish rappers holding a Cuban concert about Palestine.
They did. They went to Leering Centers. Why are you in Cuba saying free, free Palestine? The fuck's wrong with you people?
But apparently right after, they used several large speakers and concert lights, the power cut out. But not just for them. Apparently the entire country's power grid went down. That is, everywhere except the 5-star hotel these limousines...
I love how they're saying that they want to be there to help out the people. Not only do they go there, they give money to the Communist Party that's there. They give like a lot of money and supplies to the Communist Party, so that way the Communist Party... They gave them like medical supplies. The Communist Party is going to hold those medical supplies for like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So that way these people can't get it. They're never going to see the money that you gave the Communist Party or any of the food. And then you sit in your 5-star hotel in this primarily fucking poor country, zap the power out of everything, including the hospitals, to do what? How? Who does this help? Who are what? Like what?
Liberals were allowed to stay in. To which Hassan makes sure he was staying at with his longtime affinity for needing electricity.
The government has very limited resources, and the American government makes it illegal for Americans to stay wherever they want when they're in Cuba. They have to stay in what they've declared as 5-star hotels, right?
And it's true. There are businesses Americans are barred from staying in, but his specific 5-star hotel is on that list.
Holy shit. So that means that if he... I don't think they're going to charge him, though they should. He could be facing up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine when he returns to America. Just so you're aware.
You couldn't get caught in lies faster if you tried, but the saddest aspect about this is Hassan is getting first-hand experience on the failures of a communist regime, from the countrywide blackouts to AT&T simply rationing his internet.
My phone is basically just a non-functioning brick at this point. AT&T shut off my account because I was using too much data in Cuba for my own safety, I guess.
But does he learn anything? No. He somehow blames MAGA propaganda on how the local doctors lost power mid-surgery. Not understanding...
I love that. You remember a couple days ago we had that one idiot in my comments that was talking about like how it's our fault. It's America's fault. By the way, hit the like on the stream, by the way. You guys will help me out. Wonders if you hit like on the stream. It's crazy that they try to sit here and say that it's America's fault for their poverty. Like, it's not even like the Cuban people. I guarantee you it's some kind of communist propaganda pusher saying that stupid shit. If they actually felt that way, then why are they burning down communist buildings in their own country? It's because their government is pushing this communist stuff into their schools because that's all they're allowed. That's all they push is these communist good, Western bad propaganda that's in these schools that they have to go to. And what happens is they have to build up this evil monster of the Western atmosphere so that way they can continue to be in power and make it seem like America is just a terrible tyrant that keeps communist countries, poor or whatever. But like, think about how many Cubans spend money and are taxed out of their checks to the point where they can't afford food and water, and their government just zaps all that away and doesn't add to their power infrastructure, doesn't add for water, and then like you also have to keep in mind the tourism. Think about how much money Cuba gets on tourism as well. Like, they just had a shitload of people drop in, give them a fuckload of money. But you going to try and blame America for that? You're not going to blame the Communist Party that's killing political opponents? Like, what the fuck?
Much worse it is that the government prioritized providing electricity to his propaganda tour over medical facilities. Now, there were claims
Oh man, we got our first person, our first naysayer. The eye of Sauron is upon you. Saw them Frim? So what? Do you have any actual like counter arguments, or are you just calling people names? Communist countries poor, we embargo and shit. Embargo and shit? What are you talking about? So us embargoing gives them the right to kill their political opponents in their country and lock up political opponents? How does that work? So does that mean that if, like, I lose at a video game, I could punch my dog? What the fuck? How does that work? Where'd he go? He disappeared. He despawned. Hold on, I gotta re-find him. Where'd he go? Oh, here he is. Is yellow S. Why is it when the eye of Sauron comes upon you, these people roach out? I don't understand that. I mean, last time I checked, I'm not a San, so I'm not about to hurt a dog, but like... No, nothing? All you had was to just call me an idiot and dip? That's crazy. Our country does the same? You see, just based on that, I'm gonna permaban you, because that means that you don't know what our country does because you don't live here. Thanks for selling yourself. Last thing I want is a third worlder telling me what my country does. That's right, that's all they got, bro.
Everybody on ventilators died that night, blaming the Irish rappers, Code Pink, and Hassan's hotel visit for diverting resources. But the left is blaming Trump and his oil blockade. But Cuba's power...
Oil blockade, bro, their fucking shits... They've been running on wood for months. Prior to this war, they were already... They had no oil prior to this. They had nothing. They were already running on wood. They were running on wood gas, bruh.
Grid has been going down for years now, and when the Cubans...
And how is that...
protested the shortages, the communists blamed Biden. So I'm not saying left-wing performative activism...
Yeah, like, this has been a problem for them for years. They're gonna blame whoever they have to in America instead of fixing their shit. Big surprise, America doesn't want anything to do with you because you're a communist regime. Why should America send you funding if all you do is push communist propaganda that hates Western culture? By the way, Western culture is mainly America. Why would America send you money if you hate America?
Creating all their problems.
What? You're right. You know what? Fuck it. You're right. We are creating all of your problems. I guess it's time to fix it. It's time to fix it. Man, don't you just love regime change?
Saying it isn't actually helping anything, as they're trying to teach well-to-do liberal Americans the evil of capitalism, when they're actually just showing us that socialists are sociopaths.
Yeah, I mean, like, they were sitting there partying while the entire country went without power. They had concerts. They were crowd surfing while the entire country had no power. And how, dude, like, holy fuck. Like, what are we...
Them treating Cuba like a poverty safari is satire.
This is crazy.
And 100% fake. But there were claims that they went out there tossing food to kids, allegedly making them dance while they recorded videos for social media.
That's crazy. There's nothing quite like a bunch of rich, privileged Americans telling you that your country sucks, then going to a ravaged country like Cuba with all their money and wealth and fame and throwing essentially crumbs to children that are starving to death as if it's a show. I don't know what the fuck kind of shit you gotta do, like what kind of mental gymnastics you have to be doing to justify this. Holy fuck.
Seems kind of far-fetched, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were that detached from reality.
And see, I think the issue is that America's not like that, and they want America to be like that. That's the problem. These people don't want to advocate for better stuff for Americans. They just want to be able to be more richer and go out in the middle of the street and throw breadcrumbs to people and watch them dance for it. Could you imagine if that was your kid? Your kid, you know, like you're trying to figure out how the fuck you're going to be able to afford your fucking bills, and you have no money for food or anything, and you got this rich asshole. Dude, I'm not even going to lie. I'd be fist fighting somebody. You got this rich asshole out there just throwing money to your kid to make them dance on the fucking street.
Them proudly showing up with 5 gold chains and diamonds, as one of which appears to be the $2,000 Versace chain, oddly made of brass. And when someone posted the highlights of Hassan's little visit,
For pollution, India, well, I probably don't gotta say much about India. I think India's okay. From what I've heard, India is one of those countries that they like their communities, and that's a little different, I feel like. Because, like, I feel like a lot of them, like, if, dude, I hate to say this, but if you have a gigantic festival that celebrates, like, throwing shit at people, like, they're fine. I think, genuinely, they're fine. I'm not even kidding. But like places like Africa, what even now is happening to America is okay, hold on. What even now is happening to Africa is disgusting. We send them so much money, but the Americans that are there that are supposed to be making sure that money goes to where it needs to go, or instead of making sure the money is going where it's going, are getting mad at people like Mr. Beast for going there and making wells for all these kids and making schools. And it's like, well, if you were making sure the money was going where it needed to go, then, you know, a YouTuber wouldn't get billions of dollars going to Africa and doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, it's crazy.
What stands out is this ridiculous image of him wearing a $700
like
silk
we're at a point now to where it would be cheaper to force regime change in these countries than it would be to continue spending money and sending the money. It is. It, like, with how much money we've spent on these countries over like 50, 60 years, it's long overdue for something to change. It is. Because all we've been doing is band-aiding it, and now it's just gotten so bad that the money doesn't even go where it needs to. It gets recycled and made into bombs to kill Americans. And it's now not specifically Africa, but with all the terrorist regimes popping up, something has to be done. Something has to be done.
$500 pair of pants, an Apple Watch, conservatively.
How's it going from the UK, man? We from America, Texas.
Ring at $1,500 and matching glasses at $1,300. But as their prescription transitions, could easily be another $600. Even his stupid hat is more than most Cubans make in a month.
That's a $5,000 hat. Why the fuck would anybody need a $5,000 hat?
Even his stupid hat is more than most Cubans.
Oh, it's not. It's $28. That's insane.
Making a month.
That's crazy.
This idiot really rolled up in a $5,000 outfit to shit on the evils of American capitalism. Is that how?
You see, whenever I see a rich person throwing breadcrumbs out into a crowd of kids and making them dance, that's all the evil I need to see when it comes to capitalism.
outfit alone could feed dozens of families for several months, but he'd rather use that on looking fresh while complaining about their internet, inability to keep on the electricity, all while in the comfort of a 5-star hotel, as allegedly everybody on ventilators is dead. Every single second this guy live streams, more people are realizing what a laughable grift it is. As a little time he gets online...
Well, it's because these people aren't going to say this, but it's not because they agree with what's going on there. They just don't like America. They don't like Western culture. They don't. That's what it boils down to. They just haven't said it yet. That's what it always has been about. It's communism good, Western culture bad. That's what it's always been about. They're not going to say it because they know that there's a lot of their audience that's going to be alienated because of that. They know it. And they're not going to say it because where are most of their fucking audience? Western cultures. Like, how is it that you do realize that if this was a communist country, that the rich people would have all their money taken away and you'd be an average Joe? What is this crazy mentality that these people have cooked up in their head? I don't get it.
Spent fighting with randoms on social media, sitting in his hotel, sad about Asmongold.
That's Cuba. Funny that he's in Cuba, causing the entire country's power grid to go down, having a fucking crazy party, and he still can't stop talking about the Roach King, brother. Man, oh man. W. Asmongold.
Oh man, it's not a good place to be in, right? It's really not a good place to be in. Damn, that's too bad.
We're witnessing the satisfying end to a miserable grift, as I somehow doubt even he wants to look this silly, traveling around the world, literally shilling for evil regimes, while slowly losing your audience to the Roach King.
That's crazy to me, man. That is just, oh shoot. That is just crazy to me.
Hitting his neighbor recently went viral.
We saw Asmon react to this yesterday. I wonder if Decoy has any updated.
With the media immediately villainizing the TV star.
Damn, bro, look at that big ass welt he's got on his forehead. That's what you get, you little bitch. That's what you get. You want to sit there and act like a fool to a guy that's 3 times your fucking size and you get your ass beat? That's what you get.
But Richson's footage shows us an entirely different story, as whenever it starts the second of the assault, I assume the edit is intentionally deceptive.
Oh, it's always deceptive. That's the thing. That's the theme with all these fucking people. Even whenever it's oh man, with ICE in Minneapolis, it's you're gonna fuck around and fuck around and fuck around, and then whenever you get asked to get out of a car, then you start screaming, "This is unlawful, you can't do this." And then they start pulling you out of the car, and then you start recording, and then it's like, now you start recording? But what about the other half of the entire fucking story that happened prior? It's because that's all these people have. They know that once the full story comes out, they're cooked. They know it. And the older mentality was, well, if you can spin the narrative first, then you win. But the fact of the matter is that doesn't work anymore with the internet. It doesn't work.
TMZ rushed in to interview the alleged victim.
And I'm an experienced motorcycle rider. I've been riding bikes all my life.
Oh, so you know that you're not supposed to step out in front of a motorcycle no matter how fast it's going. That's interesting. So what if that motorcycle had landed on him and paralyzed him because he went forward off that motorcycle? Interesting. I smell bullshit.
So, you know, from dirt bikes to street bikes and etc. But I'd heard this incestuous revving and speeding through our neighborhood. He rode past once, twice, and on the second time I walked out in front of him and I said, "You've got to stop. Someone's going to get hurt." And it escalated.
That's not what you said. You was yelling at him. You really thought that he didn't have a body cam on, you dumbass? That's what you get. Nice try. Nice try.
I did push him because he was coming towards me on his bike. He did it again for a second time. I pushed him a second time. I think the second time he got off his bike and it kicked the crap out of me.
So the internet...
So he was pushing him. He just admitted that he was pushing him prior to him getting off the bike and beating the fuck out of him. Good. It's a good thing he admitted that.
Immediately began protecting him, saying Alan Richson must be some evil individual, piling on about his recent shitty movie, the times he publicly endorsed Biden, and parroted all the liberal
Hey man, everyone makes mistakes in their life, okay? It happens. Alright? Look, it ain't gotta be that way.
Talking points. But again, whenever a clip is carefully edited to start the second a beating begins, it's probably omitting the context of why they were fighting, as Alan's perspective tells an entirely different story on how that guy made him high side.
Man, I would be pissed. Oh, bro, I would be pissed. Especially if I knew I had a body cam. Oh, man, I'd be pissed.
You kidding me, bro? What? Stand in front of the bike again, dude. Dude, what? You threatened my safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should not be a fuck out of here. Go ahead, go.
And already that idiot's story is invalidated, saying he was riding recklessly on wide open streets.
He was going 19. The speedometer said it.
Of
yeah,
23 miles an hour. That is until
that was a little
he
bit higher,
runs in front of him, causing him to high side, which, if you don't ride, is the worst way to crash that can actually total out your motorcycle.
Any time you lay down a motorcycle, you could total it. There is so much that could happen when you lay a motorcycle down. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. It does not take much to total those motorcycles. It does not at all. Like,
more importantly, this wasn't him stepping up saying politely, "You've got to stop." Okay, maybe I won't do the British accent, but he wasn't saying, "You've gotta stop, someone will get hurt." No,
we're trying to get himself canceled.
But it's almost like this British idiot wanted to get hit.
He wanted to cause a scene. He wanted to be the Karen on the block, and he wanted to be the victim. And then, well, guess what? He got turned into the victim. That's what you get.
And that's where he got the most polite mauling I've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like if this guy wanted to beat the shit out of him, he probably could. I mean, obviously he did, but I think he was so light with it because he realized that this guy was a little bitch. Assault and battery, dude. You made him flip on his motorcycle by stepping in front of it.
By the way, all on camera. Your assaulting me is all on camera.
And the fact that he immediately went into, "Your assaults is all on camera," makes me believe this was the only reason he confronted Richson in the first place, as he easily could have called the police, reporting unpermitted
That's what he should have done, but he didn't. You're not the police, man. If you live in a neighborhood, I've had a neighbor like this that steps out in front of cars. I'm like, dude, it ain't gonna matter what. He's like, well, they have kids in the neighborhood, and it's like, dude, if your dumbass gets run over and you get killed, it's not gonna matter because, like, you're not gonna solve anything in the world by doing that. You want to solve it? Report it to the police. Stepping in front of someone's car and getting your dumb ass run over isn't gonna help anything.
Are recklessly riding through my residential neighborhood, but no, he didn't want to be a regular Karen. He's this next-gen crumpet Karen who doesn't want to speak to your manager. He wants to get manhandled on camera, carefully clipping out how he initiated this beating so he can get on TV.
And then he fucking sat there and said that he was pushing him on his motorcycle. Like, you do realize that when you admit that you assaulted somebody and then they get off and beat your ass, and then everyone sees the full length of the video, and what you said was a lie from the start, it doesn't matter what you say at that point because you just lied. Nobody's going to believe you. When you take these narratives and you spin them in your own way because you think that somebody else doesn't have footage of everything that happened, and you lie, and then that gets proven wrong, everything you say from that point forward is going to be disregarded. You're going to be humiliated beyond all recognition. You're cooked. You're done.
He was saving his community from the evil actor riding his bike, as of course he did get a few scrapes and bruises, but were they well-deserved and earned? Yes. And could this have been much worse? 100% yes.
That's a big-ass dude.
But the irony behind this is, Richardson has pivoted away from conservatives, exclusively catering to his woke, emotional, liberal fanbase. The same audience that is easily manipulated by out-of-context clips, specifically edited to promote outrage amongst idiots. And I'm not necessarily saying Richardson deserves this when it happens to him, but he's already alienated.
He does. He deserves it. Whenever you sit here and you do this and you spin a narrative out of the truth and you lie about it to try and ruin somebody's career because you got your ass beat and humiliated for being a fucking idiot, that's what you fucking get. Maybe don't step in front of somebody's way and make them crash their motorcycle. Like, I just don't understand where these people think that they can just be the police. I've never understood that. It's this level of I want to control everything everywhere all at once. And then when your ass gets handed to you and you have no control, like you notice that even whenever he was getting his ass beat and he was on the ground in like the fetal position, like the little bitch that he is, he got up and immediately started talking shit again. It's this, I'm in control when you're not in control. Like, it's insane. It is. It's literally insane.
Like us, that wouldn't fall for this. And when TMZ runs a headline of TV store, Alan Richardson beats up neighbor in front of kids, reposts the so-called victim saying his sob story, it won't matter if there's a small correction editing in his evidence. In the courts of your public opinion, the left, proving your innocence based on evidence is irrelevant.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how much evidence you try to feed these people. It doesn't matter. That's the sad part. Oh, it's edited. It's fake. Lies. It's like, dude, come on. Come on, guys. All right. So this was uploaded 4 hours ago. You know, it's crazy that America has a ceasefire with Iran, but Israel
Jerusalem this morning,
obviously doesn't.
Israelis to shelter as Iran targets the region with retaliatory strikes.
But President Trump reportedly wants to find a way to end this war quickly. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yanks joins us now from Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. We start with breaking news. IRGC Navy Commander Alireza Tangsiri was targeted overnight in a strike in the city of Bandar Abbas, Iran, according to a senior Israeli official. Tangsiri was directly responsible for commanding the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. I'm told his senior operational leadership, including intelligence and operations chiefs, were at a covert Navy command center. That, again, according to a senior Israeli official. We understand the battle damage assessment is ongoing, but they believe that he was killed in this strike. It was a...
Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Damn. Maybe y'all should just quit fucking around. I love that they're literally bombing. Like, Israel is getting bombed by Iran, and like Iran can't even focus on military targets because they know that there's no way these missiles are going to hit. So instead, they're bombing the actual citizens of Israel, and it's like, and every time that I see another leader get taken out, I think to myself, these people really convince themselves they're winning anything? Like,
targeted strike based on U.S. and Israeli intelligence that continues, according to this source, to demonstrate how deeply the U.S. and Israel are capable of using intelligence operations to penetrate IRGC leadership. Now, this does come as President Trump says Iran wants a deal, and Iranian state media says that officials in Tehran have rejected Washington's ceasefire proposal. The Wall Street Journal reports that President Trump has told us
where'd it go? I saw it. There it is. No way their missiles are gonna hit. Question mark. Laughing face, laughing face. They've hit a ton of our bases, idiot. They've hit a bunch of buildings that were empty, you jackass. Those bases were empty. You know why? Because it's cheaper to rebuild a military base than it is to set up defenses for it. Think about how much more money we would have spent on this war if we had a bunch of missile defenses for all these bases. It would have cost us damn near triple the amount because we would have had to supply missiles to those bases for those defenses. But instead, we just left them. We just left the bases. We were like, nah, that's all right. You can have them. Congratulations, you bombed an empty shell. Who's really stupid here? United States anti-air can't tell the difference between a real jet and thermal paint. I mean, they're doing pretty good so far. Bases weren't empty. They were empty. There was like what, one, I think one of them had something in it, but they weren't killed by missile fire. They were killed by like something else, I think. I don't understand, like, it's exactly what we were just talking about. Like, there's proof out there that says that we empty the bases. I agree. I don't have that mentality for these victim card use. Like, I don't give a fuck. What? You are a child. Why do people keep saying that? I'm 31. I went to college to be a firefighter. I've worked at the United States Postal Service. I've worked as a school bus driver. I still have a Class BM license. Like, I don't understand where these people come from. They took out like 5 billion in radar. Yeah, no, they're just insults because they don't have anything. This is perfect example of coping with the fact that Iran is winning. What? What proof do you have that Iran is winning? They have no air defense. We're flying planes over their airspace. This idiot really thinks he's cool. Cooking? Lol? YouTuber is a typical... Oh, you're just a fucking idiot. I'm just gonna ban you. All you've got is insults and you have no argument. You're stupid as fuck. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Bro, you're cooking. By the way, Zion Plague, you're cooking, bro. You're absolutely cooking. You should stick around. We're here. Anyone who's new here, we're here 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. We do the same thing all 7 days. Please stick around. All the love and support and views helps out. Please hit like on the stream. Please hit like on the stream. You guys have been killing it. I was actually just showing, I got a new bonsai tree for the back wall. New bonsai tree, thanks to chat, thanks to all the new viewers. New viewers, peoples. Please stick around. Every little bit helps. We got a channel membership. Please stick around. You don't have to get the channel membership. It does help a lot. But I tell you what does help is just sticking around for all the content, boys. W viewers.
Associates in recent days that he wants to avoid a protracted war in Iran and that he hopes to bring the conflict to an end in the coming weeks. Intense U.S. and Israeli strikes pummeled Iran over the past 24 hours alone, going after more of the storage facilities for Iran's ballistic missiles and targeting a number of positions in the Iranian capital of Tehran. You can see this video here provided by the Iranian Red Crescent. President Trump saying this on Wednesday about the operation.
Yeah, that new underwater navy that Iran... No. You see, Trump is doing a great service for the world with all the coral reefs that he's made. A lot of coral reefs and fish food around Iran now, boys. Trump and his efforts to fight back, what was that called? Oh man, it's not greenhouse, it's something else. Endangered species. See, with all the new coral reefs that are at the bottom of the ocean, these animals will be able to thrive for generations. Donald Trump, the coral reef maker. You know what I'm saying? Bro's out there blowing up terrorists and building fucking housing for the fish, bro. Now if we can only start building housing for Americans, you know. But wait, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran.
New video shows those U.S. strikes that are ongoing against Iran's military infrastructure. This video released by U.S. Central Command that says more than 10,000 Iranian military targets have been struck since Operation Epic Fury began nearly 4 weeks ago.
No, man, anybody that's in, now I know that there's some people. I know there's some people that watch me daily, and this is specifically for y'all. If you watching me daily, but you're too scared to sub to the channel, and you're too scared to do certain things because I know what it's like to be alienated by family, to be alienated by friends because of a political view, because you feel a certain way, but you're not permitted to speak about it, otherwise it causes problems, and you don't want to sub and stuff. Just showing up and watching, that's plenty. Just for y'all that are watching, but y'all are too scared to do anything. That's for y'all. W viewers. Seriously. Y'all are doing a lot, y'all don't even realize it, but y'all still doing a whole lot for the channel. Y'all making sure that I stay right where I'm at. W viewers, everyone. Channel members, everybody. Y'all doing a badass solid for me just by being here every day.
CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper added that two-thirds...
And that's one of the reasons why I've been contemplating live streaming over the weekends as well. Because it's like, especially if I got a bunch of channel memberships, I feel like I need to be given more. And that's just where I'm at. Like, it's like, well, the world doesn't stop on a weekend, so why should I, It's only for 3.5 hours. It's not like it's a shitload of time. So it's like, I can do that. It's not that
Iran's
crazy.
Missile, drone, and naval production sites have been destroyed. Cooper added this about Iran's Navy.
For decades, Iranian warships have roamed regional waters.
I love it when people don't live here. You know how you know somebody doesn't live here? They have no idea what goes on in American politics. It's because they just say it blatantly. You do realize that Trump has been impeached before, right? And you know what it did? Nothing. It did nothing. It solved nothing. Impeachment does nothing. Impeachment's just a way for people to feel good. You don't live here, and I know you don't. And you're not going to sit here and lie to me and tell me you do, because you're lying. Y'all give it away every time you come in my comments. Y'all just can't, like, this third world mentality, y'all just cannot hide it. It's just so blatantly obvious with how y'all type, how y'all spell things in my comments. How y'all immediately give the game away by saying, well, I'm in America, this, that, and this and that. And it's like, you do realize that's not in America. You don't actually think that when you type that, you're going to be persuading any actual Americans, right? There's some people from UK that aren't going to be persuaded by that stupidity. You've got to be on like third world mentality. Like, that's what it is. That's literally what it is.
And harassing global shipping. But those days are over because we've now destroyed 92% of the Iranian Navy's largest vessels. They are not sailing, and my operational assessment is that they've now lost the ability to meaningfully project naval power and influence around the region and around the world.
The Iranians are...
A third world mentality is a mentality that is much like slavery. Like, for example, the Iranian people, they get fed this propaganda for communism that says Western culture bad, communism good. Communism has been oppressed by American culture because we're the good guys and Western culture is bad. This mentality to keep these people like slaves where they just work and don't even have enough to afford basic necessities like food, water, electricity, and the internet. So they have effectively captured these people that are falling for these AI videos that think that they are winning a war that they are blatantly being obliterated in by two different countries. That's the third world mentality. It's a forced version of slavery, and it's not their fault. Some of these people genuinely just don't know any better. They don't. They see an AI video online that their own government posted, and they're like, oh man, wow, that's crazy. We're winning, guys, we're winning. We blew up the USS Abraham Lincoln again for the 4th time. Probably don't even know math, and that's what sucks about it. A lot of these people don't know any better.
are continuing their ballistic missile attacks against Israel, launching.
That's one of the reasons why Trump's blowing the fuck up out of the IRGC and not hitting a lot of the infrastructure like the power and the water facilities. That's why Israel has blown up some of those things, and Trump's gotten a little pissed because a lot of these people know what Western culture's like, and they want to be more like a Western country. And that's also what they're fighting against, these communist countries. Because they know once these people see freedom from the Western culture, it's going to be over. And it is. It's over for them.
Since this morning,
why do you think Kim Jong-un doesn't allow cell phones in his country? Why do you think they crack down so heavily in Russia and in Korea on the usage of the internet? That's why.
Here, the Israelis
they know the minute that they can't continue to baby bird their communist propaganda into their civilians, they will lose their seats in power.
Hunting down these launching positions. They still say that more than 150 of those launchers do remain. We have some aftermath of that explosion there, but also here in Israel following yet another cluster munition strike against the civilian population. This is just outside the city of Tel Aviv. At least 6 people were wounded at this site from a direct cluster munition impact. Now, Todd Carley, again, this breaking news, though, today, the head of Iran's IRGC Navy taken out.
I love that comment. So now that the eye of Sauron is upon you, my friend, the eye of Sauron has questions. I blame the American education system that this guy thinks that Iran is a communist country. So, children, I blame the American. Why aren't you on the front line right now? It's a third worlder. It's a third worlder. So, what about all the bombs that they sent to foreign countries whenever America and Israel attacked Iran? What about all the underage marriages that are celebrated in Iran? What about all the 32,000 people that were genocided for having an opposing political view for their quote-unquote supreme leader? What about all the fucking people that they've killed by proxy over the years? What about all the political opponents that have been locked up? What about the 17-year-old wrestler that was killed for having an opposing political view last week? There's a lot here that says that it's a communist country. That's interesting how you don't know what communism is. So, what about all the women that don't wear their hijabs right and they get raped in prison because if you don't die a virgin or you give it to a man that you're married to, you go to hell? What about that? What about all the prison babies they have? That's interesting to me. But it's not a communist country? How the fuck you come to that conclusion? Do you know what communism is? I didn't say North Korea. I said Kim Jong-un. And every phone they get in Korea that isn't that's North, isn't it? It's North Korea? I believe it's North. I've seen the phones that they get over there. They're so locked down they're not even phones anymore. You could look it up yourself. Which country does Kim Jong-un rule over? I think it's North, isn't it? I've seen videos of the phone breakdowns. He holds a monolithic power over all state affairs and is the supreme commander of the Korean People's Army. Re-election, bro. They don't have elections over there. That's the new thing that a lot of these communist countries are doing, is they hold these elections, but then they kill off all their political opponents. That's what they do. Where did that guy go? I'm not done with him. The Eye of Sauron's not done with him. Wrestler killed the cops. You really gonna believe, hold on, you gonna believe a communistic terroristic regime that has been posting propaganda, AI propaganda, of them blowing up the USS Abraham Lincoln? Are you really gonna believe them? Come on. Are you really gonna believe them? They can't even say the truth about the damn war that's going on. Their entire regime leaders have been taken out 3 different times now. And you really want to believe what they're saying? Come on. Really? You really want to believe that? Scrumpless? I guess calling them communist isn't exactly politically correct, but when you look at it, if you're taking your political opponents and you're systematically killing them, or you're throwing them in prison, I would say that falls on the borderline of communist. That is probably about what I would say communism is. Yeah. Being PC? It's not just politically, I don't know. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. That's not commie. That seems pretty commie. I mean, if you're ruling over your country and you exile the prince and you kill your political opponents, I mean, at this point, we should just be calling it something else. Because that's what Cuba's doing. That's what Russia's doing. Like, let's be honest here. Okay. Bye. One less stupid person. Hooray. And read up on it is my advice. I'm good, man. I'll ban you, though. Bye. Do they have inheritance right? Yeah, they do. That's another thing. Who do you think the next supreme leader was that got bombed and killed whenever the Ayatollah died? It was his son. Yeah, they do. They have inheritance. So, yeah,
overnight.
they do.
And again, we are told that was due to joint U.S. and Israeli intelligence. Guys?
All right, Trey Yingst, thank you so much. We're going to bring in former Deputy National Security Advisor for Vice President Cheney, Steve Yates.
They're not going to say that it's communism, guys. That Russia does the same thing. They have these elections. They claim that it's not. Bro, when you have propaganda that says West is bad, communism good, and you got all these communist leaders that got killed, that are like the heroes of every story that you see, it's fucking communism, bro. It's communism. They're just not going to call it communism because they know that the long arm of fucking America is going to come down heavy on them. That's the day and age we live in now. It's where these countries aren't going to claim something is what it is simply because they know that it's gonna fuck them up. It's gonna get them fucked up.
Thanks for coming on and talking to us about this. I mean, you heard Trey's report there. I want to talk about Trump saying that Iran wants a deal. I mean, we're coming into the 4th week of this, and you hear Iran say, no, we're going to reject these deals. What does this signify to you?
Well, 4 weeks seems long when we consider news cycles and diplomatic back and forth, but in conducting a major military operation, this is relatively swift. To me, it says that President Trump clearly is communicating.
I'm too old to be drafted. I'm 31. Third worlder. I don't think you know what that word means. Then why has Vladimir Putin been ruling for as long as he's been ruling? Why hasn't somebody else taken his seat? Why hasn't there been another leader that's ruled Russia? Keep coping.
With some people in Iran, we don't have the luxury of knowing, and probably if they were known, their lives would be in jeopardy. But he's been very, very clear from the outset that he seeks to make this.
Again, I'm too old to be drafted. I'm actually too old to sign up as well. I'm 31. This is a lie. You don't know what you're talking about. That's a lie. It's 26. You can only be drafted up to the age of 26. You don't live in America. Straight up misinformation. 42? You want a 42-year-old man on the battlefield? Come on. How fucking brain dead are you? Come on. Come on, guys.
A shorter term operation, at least in terms of major military
Keep
operations.
spreading your misinformation.
I think we're looking at a de-escalation in the not too distant future, and then those probably still need to be American and other joint operations to manage things going forward, but not necessarily with this heavy tempo for the United States. But militarily, we couldn't have asked for a better performance by our military, and the jointness and division of labor with our ally Israel is going to be something that several
40-year-olds are fighting in Ukraine because their country's literally being invaded. If Canada, for example, started invading into America, yeah, there would be a lot of people fighting that. But we don't have to fight. We don't have to be drafted into the Iran war. There's nothing left of Iran, bro. It's mostly crumbled. It's done. There's nothing left of that regime. They're fucking cooked. Why do you think they're begging to come to the fucking table? And you know what's going to happen at the end of this week if they don't make a good deal? They're going to get bombed again.
Other allies study and probably are going to be envious of.
Yeah, you talk about still needing military even if there was a deal reached. How long would we be talking?
Well,
Trump gave them 5 days. He gave them 5 days.
Going to be conditions based, and I think
there's literally tomorrow.
And he will give inducements, but also some pressure to make sure that allies with skin in the game step into particular roles. There's a lot that other powers can do to secure safe passage of vessels. There's a lot.
Oh, the enlisting age is raised to 42. I'm not surprised. I don't really think that's a good idea, though. I mean, like, think about how many people, especially in America, are just fat as fuck. 42 is kind of crazy.
Powers can do to secure the peace going forward. We're probably going to need some kind of international peacekeepers, verifiers of counterproliferation risks with the nuclear or missile facilities, at least the missile facilities, what's left of them. And so there's clearly going to be...
Is it not true? I figured that there was a lot of lies going on in chat. What is the age? When can you no longer sign up for the military? At what age? No, it is 42. When can you no longer be drafted in the military in America? 26. Yeah, I was right. The only reason why I know that I was right about that is because there was somebody else in the comments that talked about it a while back. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I would consider this more like maintenance rather than major up-tempo operations, but still work to be done, and that burden should be shared by others.
Yeah, I mean, because when Trump asked for $200 billion last week, that kind of signifies to a lot of people.
So where are you getting your information from? The Haas 9412, the Eye of Sauron is upon you. Where are you getting your information that proves that they're being underreported? I hope it's a credible source, because if not, you're going to get permabanned. With your nice big fat AI photo 7 years ago. Nothing? You gonna roach out on the Eye of Sauron, huh? Is that just like that? Just like that you gone? Why do people do that? I mean, if you gonna do that, the least you could do is stick around and answer the question. It's like the minute that you pull somebody up, they immediately run for the hills. You two, you have a good day, Joe. Why they do that? Why they run like that? I want a good argument, man, and they just running the fuck away. Roaching out on me. No, that's it. Damn. That's crazy.
How long is this actually going to last then? I want to play this soundbite. This is from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. She was promising to, quote, unleash hell.
I don't understand. Oh, how's it going? I didn't even realize somebody was in the big chat. I'm sorry. I did not see that. I don't understand why they didn't prioritize the Strait of Hormuz either. We could have avoided this whole problem if they had.
Iranian regime if they refused a peace agreement. Listen to this.
President Trump does not bluff, and he is prepared to unleash hell. Iran should not miscalculate again. Their last miscalculation cost them their senior leadership, their Navy, their Air Force, and their air defense system.
And recently, their Navy leader.
Any violence beyond this point will be because the Iranian regime refused to understand they have already been defeated and refused to come to a deal.
Your reaction to this?
Well, I think it has the added virtue of being true. And again, President Trump, contrary to what his critics might think, has been somewhat restrained in this military campaign, at least in the following way. Done tremendous damage to military-related targets. But in total war, say in past big wars that people might study, you would take out the civilian energy and other infrastructure because you want to stop all fuel for the war machine. He has held back from hitting a lot of that infrastructure to try to make reconstruction and revival of Iran's economy after the conflict is over and perhaps when a different country.
Oh, I'm going to ask this person the same thing I asked the other person. Hopefully this dumbass doesn't roach out. Where'd it go? How the hell are you getting away with that name? How are you getting away with that? That is crazy. Wait, does the host think that we are winning this war? Yes, host is slow. So, you're definitely not American. Damn comments really get to this dude, LOL. You guys are pro-tyranny. Just want y'all to know. And, oh, man, what a
kind of government emerges.
What a schizo. Go take your pills. Sitting here calling people names, try to push your nasty ass little agenda. Go away. Nobody likes you. You're cooked.
And so I think if they don't see this as their last best hope of a deal.
I don't even want to hear what information that person has here.
De-escalate and maybe sue for peace and get to live in a reformed Iran.
Go get your information baby birded somewhere else.
I think they are going to get hit very, very hard.
Okay, Steve Yates, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this goddamn page. Why does it keep doing that? Oh, y'all remember? You know what? Let's just keep on this. Let's keep on this. Well, we got a good momentum going. Let's keep on this. We'll cover that towards the end if we got time. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. Do we have anything else new from Fox? Aspen may not be going live. Yes, it didn't go live yesterday, but man, today, Fox always got it covered, man. W Fox News. Savannah Guthrie reveals terrifying new clues. There we go. So they killed the guy that ordered the to take the Strait of a Moose. Bro's cooked. Bro got cooked.
Live in Tel Aviv with the latest.
Holy shit.
Trey.
Yeah, hey, Brian, good morning. Overnight, Ali Reza Tangsiri, a top IRGC Navy commander, was killed in a targeted strike in the southern Iranian city of Bandar Abbas. Tangsiri was the man responsible for ordering the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. He's a man who was also sanctioned by the U.S. government in 2019. I'm told his senior operational leadership, including intelligence and operations chiefs, were at a covert naval command center, according to a senior Israeli official.
This is also significant news for our American partners, as an expression of the IDF's assistance in reopening the Strait of Hormuz and this historic partnership between U.S. President Donald Trump and
Right, who's next on the checklist? Who's next on the checklist?
Sir Benjamin Netanyahu, and between our two countries and our two armies.
This does come as diplomatic efforts play out, and behind the scenes, the Wall Street Journal reports that President Trump has told associates in recent days that he wants to avoid a protracted war in Iran and that he hopes to bring the conflict to an end in the coming weeks. Intense U.S. and Israeli strikes pummeled Iran over the past 24 hours. New video shows those U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iran's military infrastructure and ballistic missile launchers. U.S. Central Command says more than 10,000 Iranian military targets have been struck since Operation Epic Fury began nearly 4 weeks ago. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper added that 2/3 of Iran's missile, drone, and naval production sites have been destroyed. Cooper adding this.
Here with my 5th update on Operation Epic Fury. We're in the 4th week of the campaign and remain on plan or ahead of plan. U.S. forces have struck more than 10,000 military targets. In fact, we hit the 10,000th Iranian.
Damn, they already scheduling people for Cuba? God damn, Trump is just cleaning up the fucking world, bro. Holy shit.
Target just hours ago. And if you combine what we've accomplished with the success of our Israeli ally, together we have struck thousands more, clearly demonstrating that we're stronger together.
Brian, since midnight, more than 8 Iranian ballistic missile barrages have been fired at Israel, dozens of people wounded. Brian?
Right, Trey, so the cadence has been less than the number of incoming rockets, missiles, drones?
The cadence has increased, but the amount of missiles in each barrage has certainly decreased. The Americans and the Israelis are going after these launching positions, and it has hampered the ability of the Iranian regime to fire large barrages, but they are still using those cluster munitions and those
Which, by the way, are a war crime. If you want, if you know, you people that were sitting there screaming like a little bitch about a whole war crime thing, using cluster munitions is a war crime. You know, that thing that America has to enforce because, you know, we're the biggest and baddest fucking country in the world. If you ever wonder, whenever someone calls the ambulance and about a war crime, usually the United States President's office phone rings and we have to take care of it. But now that we want to, you know, solve this fucking problem of terrorism in the Middle East, nobody wants to do anything, but that's okay. We'll solve it and then move on to the next place and then leave NATO.
Bullets are raining down on the population below. A number of different impact sites reported here in Tel Aviv this morning.
All right. Thanks so much, Trey.
And CNN is reporting overnight that intelligence officials are telling them that the Iranians are laying traps and mines on Karg Island. If they think we're stupid enough to fall for any type of thing, have they not seen the performance of this military virus?
Right. And also there's a way of stopping Karg Island without getting on Karg Island, by blockading it.
Right.
And then what would they do after that? That's why you think the 5,000 Marines are coming and about 2,000 from the 82nd Airborne, maybe more, to try to maybe get that uranium out or try to get
bully. That's adorable. A lot of people be speaking Russian right about now if it wasn't for this quote-unquote world bully. A lot of motherfuckers would be speaking Russian. A lot of motherfuckers would be speaking Russian, brother. You want to sit here and say that we're the bully? I'm sure whenever that wrestler got hanged in front of his family, he was thinking who the bully really was, huh? The Bible states about Iran and Israel. I don't give a fuck what the Bible says about Iran and Israel. I don't give a fuck. taking care of businesses. I love that these people really want to cry and bitch and complain and moan about America giving them the fucking finger and shoving missiles up terrorists' ass. And you've got Iranian people in the streets, and this person is right, by the way. Susie Miller, you're absolutely right. There are videos whenever they had lots of the missiles whenever it first started. Whenever their government was getting bombed, people were cheering in the streets. What country has people that actively cheer in the streets when their government's being bombed? Think about that for a second. A pretty bad fucking country. That's what kind.
Some of those get to some of those tunnels where they have all the rockets.
Well, if they don't,
England,
if they don't negotiate, with
I'm so sorry, bro. Like the UK and all those territories, bro. I feel so bad for them. Y'all let the Karens have the keys to the kingdom, and y'all getting fucked. Y'all getting cucked, and y'all getting fucked. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry.
Trump, he says he's going to unleash hell. And Caroline Levitt, you heard, he doesn't bluff.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to...
You've got to change that fucking name. You've got to change that fucking name. You've got to.
Here we go.
We watched this already? No.
All right, siren sounding over Jerusalem earlier, sending people running for shelter. They're used to it as Iran targets Israel with missile strikes, but not nearly as many as early on in this conflict. President Trump reportedly wants to find a way to end the war quickly, sometime in April. Chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst joins us now with more from Tel Aviv. Trey, what's the latest?
No,
Brian,
not
good
you.
morning. We start with some big
not
news.
you.
Overnight,
This Brian kill me dude. He's got to change his name, bro.
The IRGC Navy commander responsible for closing the Strait of Hormuz. I'm told by a senior Israeli official this operation was conducted using both Israeli and American intelligence, and he was alongside senior operational leadership at the time of the strike. This comes as President Trump says Iran wants to deal badly, and Iranian state media says that officials...
As long as you could get away with that name and YouTube doesn't take it away, dude, you should do it. Straight up.
Tehran have rejected Washington's request for a ceasefire. Now, this all taking place as the Wall Street Journal reports that President Trump has told associates in recent days he wants to avoid a protracted war in Iran and that he hopes to bring the conflict to an end in the coming weeks. This is taking place as intense U.S. and Israeli strikes are pummeling the Iranian regime over the past 24 hours, going after new military infrastructure there. U.S. Central Command says more than 10,000 Iranian military targets have been struck since Operation Epic Fury began nearly 4 weeks ago.
That is weird. How many times have you typed this? Didn't you say the same shit yesterday? That's the same stuff you've been posting yesterday, too. Draft dodger? Who gives a fuck if he didn't want to go to war? That's weird, man. I'm just gonna ban you. You're being weird. What a weird person. What a weird individual.
CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper added that 2/3 of Iran's missile, drone, and naval production facilities have been destroyed. The Iranians are still targeting Israel and Gulf countries with ballistic missile fire. The Israelis are hunting down those missile launchers, but today at least 6 people were wounded.
Oh, man. That looks like spamming to me. Uh-oh. Oops. My finger slipped.
wounded in central Israel during the 7th Iranian missile barrage since midnight. As this is taking place, we have some new information from the Wall Street Journal about Iranian demands at the negotiating table, in part desiring full sanctions relief, compensation for the war, and the removal.
Trump said that he was going to bomb the shit out of Iran whenever he was running. He said that. Whenever they asked Kamala Harris and Joe Biden what they were going to do, they said, just no. Just no. And Trump was up there on the podium, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. Everyone knows what they voted for. Don't sit here and play that. Everyone knows what they voted for.
Bases in the region. Many of these agenda.
Big surprised if you're a fucking terrorist regime that genocides 32,000 people for having a different political view, you get missiles shoved up your ass. Sucks to suck, motherfucker.
Items for the Iranians are considered unrealistic by analysts in the region. You can see on the left side there some of the U.S. demands having to do with Iran's nuclear facilities and their ballistic missile program. The bottom line here, Brian, is that while there is discussion of diplomacy across the Middle East...
And it's not like Trump didn't give these dumbasses plenty of time. Well, now they're dead dumbasses. He gave them, like, the entire time we were at Cuba. I mean, I'm sorry, the entire time we were at Venezuela. They had ample time to come to the table and talk. They just wouldn't do it. And now they're all fucking dead. Maybe you should have come to the table.
The United States is preparing for
Cuba's
more days
next.
and possibly weeks of war ahead. Brian?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Trey. I appreciate that. And that's good news about the IRGC leader, naval leader, being dead. Meanwhile, here to discuss more of this is a very familiar face, but now we got him in person. The former President Trump administration ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism, Nathan Sales. Nathan, great to see you.
Good to see you, Brian.
All right, so let's run through.
I mean, I've been playing Crimson Desert. I've been playing the shit out of Crimson Desert. I've been enjoying the hell out of that.
The deal on both sides. So this is a rough framework.
Oh, man. There's a good chance that when the new God of War remakes come out, we probably going to be streaming that shit, boys. Oh, my God. God of War is my shit.
The U.S. is demanding.
Not that new bullshit. I'm talking about the OG original remakes for the original 3 God of Wars, bro. Whew. It's going to be a good day.
Dismantling Iran's nuclear facilities. We've always demanded that. Zero nuclear enrichment. We have to first get out the uranium that's still there. Missile constraints. We've already destroyed a lot, but what's going to stop them from rebuilding? Strait of Hormuz, free and safe passage, and end to support for the.
So you have no taste in gaming. That's what you're telling me. You have no taste in gaming whatsoever. Nice to know.
The Houthis, the Hamas, and Hezbollah. Your thoughts?
There's no surprises here. This is what the United States has been demanding of Iran from day one. And not day one of this administration. This goes back to the first term. President Trump has been very clear. No nukes, no ballistic missiles, no proxies. So nobody should be surprised that our war aims have remained totally consistent.
What are these AI messages, man? Who is this host? He needs to bone up on history and the meaning of facts. What the fuck is that comment? That is the most, like, AI comment I've ever seen. There is no God, but can you imagine how MAGA would treat Jesus if he came here? They'd call him a commie cuck. What the fuck? I mean, I don't believe that there's one God. I believe that there's a higher power for sure. But, like, that's just
for the past
weird.
8 years.
And just know the talks are supposed to take place as early as this weekend with Marco Rubio and Vice President Vance. I'm not sure if Witkoff and Kushner will be there. Now, the Iran's pipe dream demands are this: no further actions, sanctions relief. They want to get paid for causing this unrest. New payment system for the Strait of Hormuz. They're charging about $2 million for other countries like India to move their tankers through. Removal of regional U.S. bases. Nathan, not only are we not going to remove bases, The Gulf states want us to fortify those bases.
Yeah, these are all complete pipe dreams, non-starters. This would basically reward Iran's aggression and give them what they've wanted since 1979. Their goal has always been expel the United States from the region so that they can be a regional hegemon. And the first people who would say that's not in their interest are the Gulf Arabs. They want America there as their protector to make sure that the Iranian regime doesn't menace them like it has been doing during this war.
I love that's this third world mentality that I've been seeing a lot. It's like, well, if you feel the way you do, go enlist. And it's like, why? I don't have to enlist to still kick your ass. I mean, I can just sit here and make videos on it and demoralize your IRGC members if they actually see it. Like, that's the best part about it. Like, obviously, I've stirred up enough if I've got these people in my comments that are from this third world country pissed off about me talking about stuff. Like, I'm doing everything I need to do sitting right here. Like, let's be honest here. And then, like, it's this, well, he's your commander-in-chief, right? So why doesn't he go over there and fight him? He's the commander-in-chief. Yeah, you're right. War isn't fought by people leading armies anymore, bro. Like, grow up. War is about how you can turn a controller into a deadly weapon by slapping a drone on it and flying it the fuck around and blowing people up. Like, what do you, like, that's that mentality that I'm talking about right there. It's that, like, they have no, like, internet presence whatsoever, so they don't really truly understand how advanced everything is now. When was the last time the president of the United States even actually led a war, like, on the ground? Hell, like, what the fuck? What are you, like, in the fucking 1800s?
A payment system for the Strait of Hormuz. This is not just dead on arrival. This was dead on arrival 250 years ago.
And I'm the one that has to learn shit?
American national security from the founding has been freedom of navigation. Our first war after the Revolution, Thomas Jefferson sent the Marines into the Mediterranean Sea because the Barbary pirates were trying to obstruct commerce. I don't see Donald Trump backing off of that.
Very familiar with that story. Now let's talk about where we're at right now. We've hit over 10,000 different areas. We're basically, they say, we're at about the 20.
Biden didn't do jack shit for anybody. He sat there and let a bunch of fucking illegals flood the country and take all our goddamn welfare systems. Biden was completely fucking useless.
Line, it's going to get a little tougher.
Now, he doesn't deserve what's going on with him right now, but...
Impressive. 92% of Iran's navy's knocked out. However, they still have those fast boats, which makes you wonder if we're going to move into those islands. And of Iran's missile production, we got 66% of it out. So that's what Admiral Cooper's saying. But we're not there yet.
Right. So the military has a plan, and they're working their way through their target list. This is not something that happens overnight. It's something that takes a couple of weeks. So we need to be patient. Let them cook.
I just want to see, just take this clip from the Wall Street Journal today, just to show you how determined the Arab neighbors are. They want us to finish the job, not stop the job. Saying this quote from the Youssef Al-Atabi, who's an ambassador there for the UAE. We are ready to join an international initiative to reopen the strait and keep it open. We aren't asking the U.S. to...
What's going on in comment? What do you say? Oh, damn. Thanks for the 279 W comment. Where'd it go? Hold on. There we go. 70-something-year-old in front of line. Yeah, I know, right? Like, what are we doing? What is that mentality? Go ahead, send out a love. Send us some love, boys. Yo, donators, man. Hell yeah. Where'd that go? Alex is pissed. What happened? Alex is mad. I saw that, Alex. You are a despicable, poor excuse for a human. Okay, where is that person at? That's who I need to be finding. It's SIRH? Where is that at? Instead of whining on this one, if argument. Oh, okay, no, that's not you. Not you. You're fine. Oh, damn it. Where's it at? Oh, Susie Miller. I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm not calling you out. I swear to God. If you use the @ and then the person that you're commenting to's username, it helps me determine who is calling me names and who is calling out people in the comments. I want that, by the way. If you guys have a question, if y'all new here, please sub to the channel, like the stream. We're here every day, even Saturday and Sunday, same time, 8 a.m. to noon, 8 a.m. to 11:30. if you guys want, I want y'all to ask these people in the comments where they're getting their information from. How'd you come to this conclusion you're at? Like, ask them questions. Ask them questions. You'll see these people roach out instantaneously. But put the @ and then their username. And then that way it lets me know that I'm like, I don't have to stop on you and be like, is that because like they vague post now, and it's like it's harder for me to determine who's who, you know? Where did that person go? That SHI. Just so if y'all stick around, y'all new here, just a heads up. I'm not mad or anything. I'm not mad. I'm like just a heads up, so that way y'all know. But I want this kind of like conversations in the comments. Whenever I see these conversations in the comments, it's a good day. It's a good day for me. I don't see that person. I don't know where they. Oh, is that it? Here it is. Is that it? SHIR. Trust this government. You do realize that in America, you have to trust your government to a certain degree, whether you like it or not. You have to trust them because they issue your government issued ID. You have your birth certificate and your social security number that's all ran through the government. Like, you do realize that whether you like it or not, you have to trust the United States government. Like, that's just how it is.
Carry the full burden. We're defending
whether
our
you
people.
like it or
Demons, trading the real alliances. Trading on the real alliances are built on cooperation and contribution, not dependency. We want Iran as a normal neighbor. It can be reclusive and even unwelcoming, but it can't attack its neighbors, blockade international waters, or export extremism. They want us to finish the job even more than our allies in Europe.
That's right. And you know, the worst case scenario for our partners in the Gulf is that Iran that's really upset because of this war, but not totally
damn, Miss Allison, what's up?
Fanged. We have to finish the job. That doesn't mean sending in troops. That doesn't mean a ground occupation. It doesn't mean regime change.
You don't have to agree with everything a political opponent wants to do. Like, I don't want to go to war with Iran, but if we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars every few years trying to make sure these people don't get nukes and they're preaching death to America, it's time for them to go, bro. I'm sorry. Like, Trump has done some bad shit when it comes to, like, I mean, I can't really say anything that Trump's done that's been like terrible or like just bad. Other than like ICE. I want ICE to be more aggressive. ICE needs to be more aggressive. We should be done with this shit already, but we're not, because they're not being aggressive enough. But that's really it.
It means working our way through the target list so that they don't have the military capabilities to threaten us or our friends.
Right. The rumor is we could be taking Cargill, and they say if you do that, we'll shut off the Red Sea. We'll see where this goes. Nathan, thanks so much.
Thanks,
Great
Brian.
to see you in person.
Likewise.
Meanwhile,
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to
got
the
it.
Fox News YouTube page to catch.
We watched that already.
Fox News senior strategic analyst. General, what are the challenges for the United States to secure
Oh, I love this guy. This guy's awesome. This guy's based.
straight?
Yeah, well, it's not without its challenges.
They
but
need to
listen,
take Carg Island. That's what's going to end up happening. I guarantee you, come Saturday or Sunday, if they haven't made a deal, they're going to be taking that island.
We've been dealing with this thing for decades. I mean, even when I was a division commander in the 90s and a corps commander, that was one of our war plans that we exercised tabletop and got to the bottom of. When I was a 4-star in the Pentagon in 2000s, we were exercising that plan. So these people that say, oh my, the Iranians kind of surprised us with the Straits of Hormuz, give me a break. This has been a part of our repertoire for years. Listen, Admiral Cooper, who you had there, discussing what's going down. By the way, Jesse, I just want to compliment you. That's the best rundown I've seen since the war started on what we've been doing, systematically running down all of our capabilities and the objectives we're attacking.
Wade, you're an idiot. Do not recommend this channel incoming. Good. Oh, wait, no, go back. You ruined my bit, piece of shit. God damn it. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Ha, and you're banned. Bye-bye.
And well done here for you and your team.
Thank you.
But the reality is, on the Straits of Hormuz, we are going to take that by force and keep it open for as long as we have to be there to keep it open. And that is why we appealed for assistance, because we have warships who are doing offensive operations, we have warships who are doing defensive operations, and obviously we can spare some to do some escorting through the Straits. But we needed help for others to come. And obviously now they are coming, and they're coming by the scores. Now we're up to 30 countries that want to help. So
Yo, W, let's go. Took them long enough, the motherfuckers.
That's going to be very important. And operationally, we know how to do this. And what we've systematically been doing for about 12
Because they're not going to be able to drop bombs on this. If they drop bombs on that island, they're going to fuck that entire system up. They're going to have to take that bitch via the ground. They're going to have to put boots on the ground. That's what's going to have to happen with this.
14 days is taking down Iran's capability to interdict our ships. And what am I talking about there? Eliminating the small boats and mines that are part of their arsenal, eliminating the drones that can reach them, eliminating the anti-strike missiles that Iran...
I think that if they do not come to the table and make a deal that's worth America's best interest, they're going to take this island. They are going to take this island and they are going to make it to where gas can continue flowing. And then once that's done, they're going to continue bombing the fuck out of this country, dude.
Has on its territory, and going even further in depth into other ballistic...
And then they'll probably do that for 60 days. And then when America's forced to leave because Congress is fucking stupid, Iran is probably going to nuke them. I feel like there's a good 50-50 chance that Iran is going to nuke Iran if America leaves. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be like, ha ha ha. No, like, there's going to be a lot of Iranian people that don't deserve to die that are going to be killed by that, and it's very unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, which is you need to hope that this war ends before 60 days, because there is a high probability that Israel will nuke Iran if America leaves this war.
And short-range missiles that could also influence shipping. So systematically, Admiral Cooper and his team have been doing that. And obviously that's just thrown into the huge collage of all the airstrikes that are being done.
Because if you think that Israel is just going to allow these people to continue launching ICBMs into their country,
specific targeting here, so that the ability for Iran to retaliate to any consequential degree is denied them. It doesn't mean that they're not going to have capability to shoot a drone at us or take a shot at us. Certainly, that's possible. And
what does that comment even mean? Coming from a yard wearing a hoodie? Wait, well, hold on, wait. I gotta read that comment. I have to. Coming from a yard wearing a hoodie. What is he? What do you mean? Is that supposed to be an insult? What the fuck? I've never heard that before. Israel does not nuke Iran. I'm wrong, kid. Israel does not nuke Iran. What? I can't. I'm actually gonna get a headache.
And listen,
I'm actually gonna get a headache.
Jesse, we're likely to strap
put that away.
onto those commercial ships also some counter drone capability with drones themselves, and
I gotta put that away, boy.
Some EW capability. We have some pretty sophisticated capability we've been using here in the war and also in Ukraine, where
there is not enough Tylenol in the free fucking world to deal with some of these brain dead comments. Can't even spell right. And you gonna try and tell me I'm wrong.
You separate the person that's transmitting the electronic message to a drone from the drone itself, and what happens? The drone falls to the ground. So there'll be defensive measures right at the point of contact, but in-depth measures taken to reduce their retaliation in terms of small boats, landmines, and all the systems that they can have that could range that shipping.
Man.
That is a comprehensive operation. We know how to do that. Admiral Cooper and his people are about doing that. And it's a fact. We will open by force the Straits of Hormuz, and we will keep it open. That is the path that we're on here, as well as taking down Iran's offensive capability. You're demonstrating that every night, what we're doing, that remove their nuclear capability as well in its entirety. And we're also talking to them. And essentially, for the American people to understand, what the Trump administration, whose eyes are wide open here in terms of Iran, they're liars, they're cheaters, we understand all of that. And what we're simply asking them to do is surrender.
Man thinks LED lights and a gaming chair makes him qualified enough to talk world politics from a closet. I never said I was qualified for anything, but I'm pretty good at gauging what people think and say. I just put myself in their shoes. What would you do? If I got a country that's continuing to bomb me and it's pissing me the fuck off, and I have the ability to obliterate that country, well, shit. What you think I'm gonna do? I am qualified enough to have my own opinion, though. You damn straight about that.
The capabilities that they have that we are forcibly taking away
Especially
from them.
if the allies leave. If my allies left because their own government's a bunch of wackos, and they keep launching ICBMs into the heart of my country and hurting my people, man, shit, they should be thankful it's not me. Because I would guarantee at least 4 nukes. And from what I understand, each nuke has an additional 4 payloads of nuclear, 4 payloads. I'm used to doing this. 4 payloads of nuclear warheads. So each ICBM in Israel that launches that has a warhead has 4 total. I would launch at least 8 of those. I would turn Iran into a crater. I would turn the residue that would be sand into glass. I would make Japan look like it was just too easy for them. If you're sitting here and you're continuing to bomb my country, sending your ICBMs and blowing up random citizens, you should be thankful that you have Benjamin Netanyahu, because if it'd be me, there'd be nothing left. There'd be a crater where Iran was. A lot of people playing ball games with this fucking country. A lot of people holding back. You don't understand how good Trump is being to you. This is all because of Trump. Trump is holding Israel back. You should be thanking whatever you believe in that he's there.
We're offering them that opportunity to do that. It's unlikely they will do that. And that is why the military option is being forcibly executed every single day. As of a couple of days ago, we need about 3 weeks to finish this on the American side as well as the IDF side, systematically, deliberately. It's one of the remarkable success stories in American military history in terms of what we're dealing here. And I'm gratified to see you point out the lack of casualties that we have in terms of the numbers of casualties. It breaks our heart to have any casualties and certainly any killed in action or even accidental deaths. But the reality is these casualties are very, very small by comparison to anything that we've done in the past. And why is that? Because we took away early on their capability to retaliate consequentially. They wanted to do 25 and 50 salvos at a time. And they're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's about it. And occasionally they'll put together 10. But look at the casualties even in Israel. 14 dead. Yeah. Comparison to what they have fired and comparison to what they did during the 12-day war, which was twice that. So it's a remarkable...
Where do you people come from? Where does this third word... How? How do you have the internet? I'm confused. USA is losing so hard and lying so much. Ha 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 ha. Oops.
Operation in terms of what we're achieving.
Yeah, we'll continue to blow up your leaders and make fun of their deaths.
Through kinetic action.
We don't have to post AI videos online showing the USS Abraham Lincoln blowing up for the 5th time.
Also, how we've been able to protect
we'll just sit here and send to Fox News literal fucking videos of motherfuckers getting blown up. Literally watching a video of legacy media where they are blowing up political targets and getting annihilated, but we're losing, guys.
To protect the civilians in Israel and to protect our allies and partners in the region. And they're doing a lot of that protection for themselves as well.
Dude.
Truly an extraordinary operation.
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
and particularly well led.
And when the New York Times admits it, I mean, you know it's true. Because they had to pull that out of them with a lot of effort. General Jack Keane, thanks as always for your analysis. Spot on. Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox.
Yo, W Fox, by the way. Oh, fuck. Man, we live in some crazy times. We got people telling us we losing a war. We got legacy media all over the fucking internet showing, like, terrorists getting bombed, and they sitting there trying to say they winning. Bro, what? Literally saying we're not winning. Got fucking footage of them blowing up fucking military targets on the screen. Man, and I'm the idiot. What the fuck? Oh, this is big, boys. This is big. Gavin Newsom is fucked. I can't hear anything. Oh, that's why. Yo, hit like on the stream. Please. Every little like helps. You ain't got to donate, but if you do, WW donators, hit that channel membership up. I'm here every single day, 7 days a week. I'm not going to say 365 because there's a good chance that I'm going to take Christmas and maybe Thanksgiving off. But, like, we're here every other time, starting this week. Sub to the channel. It helps out. Please sub to the channel. Everything helps, please.
Of rampant hospice fraud and other wasteful spending of taxpayer dollars.
We're here 7 days a week making fun of terrorists being bombed and calling people out in chat. Why wouldn't you want to be involved, huh?
Let's bring in now our House Oversight Committee Chairman, James Comer. Welcome to you, Mr. Chairman. So where is your energy focused here?
We're focused solely on hospice fraud in California, specifically in Los Angeles County. A state audit just came out and confirmed that there's at least $3.5 billion in hospice fraud, primarily in one county.
Brother, I'm struggling to pay motherfucking rent. Ain't nobody motherfucking bought me. You know who bought me? All these nice viewers up in here showing their patriotism. That's what bought me. The more people I see every day that start joining the stream tells me that I'm doing everything I need to do in my life by sitting in this chair making fun of stupid ass people. That's what it tells me. That there's a lot of soft-spoken people that need their voice to be heard, and nobody, even their own goddamn government's willing to hear them. That's all the fuck I need.
County, Los Angeles County.
Now being able to pay rent does help, but just being here and watching the stream does fucking wonders. Liking the stream, liking all the videos, commenting on all the videos, that does wonders. It's all about there's a name for it. Engagement. Got to engage with the content. Leaving a like leaving a like does wonders, but just watching the content's not enough anymore, man. You gotta leave that comment, show the love. But watching it helps out with watch hours. Liking the comments, liking and leaving a comment helps it get to new people. So
it's over 10% of the total bill for the federal government for hospice in all 50 states, in every city and every state in America. So the red flags are there that there was rampant fraud. There's a whistleblower that's come forward that alleges that Gavin Newsom knew about this. This is a very similar scenario to what we had in Minnesota. So we're moving our investigation after Minnesota into California. We believe this is the tip of the iceberg. So we're going to be focused solely on fraud in California. Hopefully we'll have more whistleblowers come forward, and hopefully we can see some accountability.
Those are massive numbers we have on the screen, and this is from the state audit. $3.5 billion, almost 2,000 hospice providers involved, 112 hospices with state licenses.
Let me see what he's saying. You might not have to pay me. Let me see what he's saying. Hold on. Let me see. Josh King? I mean, I might just ban his ass on principle. He might not have to pay me nothing for that. Let me see. What else he been saying? What else he been chirping about? The eye of Sauron is upon you, bitch. Why be involved with fools like Trump? These are all Trump administrations trying to fix the elections in their favor so Rich can rule again. Rich is already ruling, guy. You know what's a good sentiment to me? Whenever somebody like Trump signs a bill that makes it to where corporations can't buy houses to rent. That's a big middle finger to the rich people, last time I checked. Rich people already rule in a goddamn country. Where you been? You damn sure ain't been in America, third worlder. Where you been? See, let me see this person. That's Jason, not Josh. Where's Josh? Let's make a bounty on Josh. Who is Josh? I don't see a Josh. I see a Jason. I called the Jason out, but I don't see a Josh. I see a John. Well, you mean like going out and getting myself shot by trying to run over a federal agent? You mean that kind of damage? That's the last thing I want to hear. Newsom is a fucking loser. He's a loser, dude. I don't like Newsom. I don't like Newsom, and I don't like Tim Walz, and I damn sure don't like Ilhan Omar. I don't see a Josh. Oh, well, here we go. Josh must be leveled. What the fuck? Holy shit. Wait a minute. Is this how everyone's been crying about? Hold on. Oh, man. Look at all the fucking messages. Holy shit. You've been chirping for a hot minute. Here we go. Oh, Lord. There he goes. I ain't even got to read no more of that, bro. He's just crazy. Talk about a sun god and some shit. Dude, what are you even on about? What the fuck?
In one commercial.
It's no wonder why people were trying to get that dude banned. Holy shit.
Building. I mean, obviously, this is at the center of your investigation here. This is Nick Shirley, independent journalist, concluding that the governor should probably say thank you. Listen.
I don't give a fuck if it's red or blue. if you supporting the American people, I don't give a fuck if it's red, blue. You could be a man, woman. I don't care what race you are. Like, isn't Marco Rubio an immigrant? I would vote for Marco Rubio. Bro's a fucking beast. I don't give a fuck. You think anybody cares if it's red or blue? Nah, man. What's best for the American people? That's what I care about. That's what every American cares about.
Okay, thank you for exposing this fraud. Now let's go down and crack down on it. Instead, he comes after the person for exposing the fraud. It's not too hard to say, fraud is bad, let's fix it.
If he's going after the people exposing the fraud, what does that make him?
Well, he's retaliating against the people that are trying to expose the fraud. And no
like Newsom immediately said that Nick Shirley was like a white or left. I'm speaking too fast. My brain's like 10 steps ahead. Hold on. Newsom, the minute that Nick Shirley did that video that we reacted to, by the way, because we're just cool like that, we react to his videos because he's just awesome. W. Nick Shirley, W. Independent Journalism, and God bless America. Finding all this fraud thanks to Nick Shirley. Man's a patriot. Okay, anyway, and Newsom immediately said left or right, whatever bullshit propaganda that made him, think that he was winning anything. The minute that Nick Shirley did that video with the hospice fraud in L.A., these people, all they can do is fall back onto their ideology, kind of like a sword. That's all they have. Like, the bro can't even run his own state because that bitch burning down like every other year. You got fraud rampant all over your state, and you really want to run for president of the United? You really think this guy can't even run one state? What the fuck do you think he's gonna do with 50 of them bitches? Gonna be like a woman, bro, not gonna know what to do. Like, what are we doing?
Their tax dollars lost to fraud. But this is really bad. This is hospice, and everyone supports hospice. This is, in our deepest time of need for families and patients on their deathbed. And you're talking about $3.5 billion of fraud in one county in California, where there are clearly hundreds of people registered to one address that are billing for thousands of people on hospice. It's not possible. It's not possible to have that many patients. It's not possible to have that big of a claim in one county.
How'd you come to that crazy? That is a crazy conclusion. That is like we're on 10 and you're at 100. Best thing would be to suspend the public-facing side of politics by not voting for 2 cycles, because thanks to the Epstein scandal, you can never trust a candidate to not be pre-compromised. You do realize there's only a handful of people that are even in the government still that have been compromised by these files, right? A lot of them are rich people that aren't even in the spotlight. Like, for example, if Trump stepped out of out of office because of the compromised state he's in with the Epstein files, J.D. Vance isn't in the Epstein files. J.D. Vance would run the country for the remainder of Trump's term, and then he would be up for re-election for 8 years. Technically 2 of those 8, but he could still get presidency for two elections. You do realize that, right? Like, how did you come to that? We want to dismantle democracy because of the Epstein files. Whoa, let's slow down there, cowboy. Hold on.
Against a reporter.
Wait a minute.
For bringing this to light. There's nothing that young man said that isn't true. 100% of what he said is true. And we saw the same thing in Minnesota with Governor Tim Walz. He retaliated against those state employees that were the first to blow the whistle on that. So this is not going to go away for Democrats. This is a huge issue for the American taxpayer, and we're going to keep pressing forward and trying to
around, Memento.
Identify the fraud and hopefully do something about it.
Well, we did get a statement from Governor Gavin Newsom.
Yo, W viewers, by the way, if W viewers, hold on, wait. We hear every single day, all 7 days, even on the weekend. Please sub to the channel, hit like on the stream. Y'all been blowing it the F up. Please keep up the support. Y'all been killing it, brother. Yeah, we hear every day doing this, making fun of people in chat and calling them out on their bullshit. So please stick around.
Says, quote, under Governor Newsom's leadership, California is leading.
Please stick around. Same time every day. The time doesn't change.
fraud, waste, and abuse, protecting billions of dollars intended for families, students,
in your
seniors,
algorithm every
and
day.
communities. Nothing specific, though, to this state audit that reveals this massive fraud. I'll end with this. This is RFK Jr. saying this is also about the previous administration. Listen here.
I'm not a partisan person, but one of the things that I found out from people in my agency was they were ordered by
He sounds better every time I hear him. Every time I hear him, his voice is getting a little bit better.
White House not to do program integrity. In other words, not to enforce against fraud. And they said they were told, we want to focus on only enrollment and getting more and more people into the system.
I've only got a few seconds left, but what are you going to do about that?
Look, every government agency has hundreds of employees who are there to prevent fraud, to identify fraud. They're not doing their job. President Trump fired a few.
YouTube compliance? I certainly hope this isn't a legit channel, bro, because you're going to be cooked. I don't know what your view is here, but I certainly hope I don't check this channel activity and something crazy comes up. Oh, release the Epstein files, Trump sucks and MAGA swallows, GOP fraud. You know I'm going to make a clip out of this, right? I certainly hope you don't work for YouTube. Surely you don't actually work for YouTube, right? Saying that about the president of the United States or a former president of the United States, I don't understand how the fuck you could possibly think that that's going to be okay for you if you actually work at YouTube. I certainly hope you don't. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I think that's why they did surgery on his throat. I think that's why they did surgery on his throat so he could talk. I do feel really bad about Nancy Catherine. Whenever we find out more news about her, we'll be covering that, but there hasn't been any new news on it. Where the hell did that go? I pulled the damn chat up for a different reason, and now it's gone. Would you talk about the fact that the mother of one of the major journalists to cover the Epstein victims is suddenly missing? There's not really anything to talk about. They don't know where they're at. We don't know. I will as soon as we have like more information about it, but it's just the same stuff that's been like recycled to try to keep it relevant. There's nothing new about it. I hope they're able to find this poor lady and she's still alive. I do. My heart goes out to her and her family because she did not deserve what's going on with her right now. There's a lady got kidnapped, and like I've been eyeballing it. I know what's going on with it. She'd been kidnapped, and instead of I think they got a guy, but then it came out that it was fake or some shit. I don't know. But she's been missing for a minute now. She's been missing for a while. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think I'll be shocked if she's alive. I will. Because they didn't give them the money that they wanted. They are just, this poor lady's probably already dead. I hate saying that. But I'm going to be very honest. I don't think she's alive. And if she is, FBI for getting this. But we don't know anything new about it yet. We don't know if she's dead or if she's alive. We don't know where they're holding her. She's missing. She was kidnapped, but we don't know what's going on with her. And it sucks.
Inspectors General, and the Democrats went crazy. Look, they're not doing their job. We're losing a significant percentage of our tax dollars to fraud every day. President Trump wants to do something about it. J.D. Vance is going to do something about it. And I hope my committee can help do something about it.
Well, those are big numbers, eye-opening for sure. So we'll see where you get with that. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dana.
And Democrats digging into the DHS shutdown as the funding standoff hits day 40. The department's
if y'all only knew the kind of shit that I'm thinking about on like a daily basis with everything, like you don't think the Eye of Sauron notices, but he notices all. Okay, he notices all. I see all. I see all.
Yesterday that he will stop at nothing to get DHS employees paid their paychecks.
It sucks sometimes because that's how I get shit wrong. Because I'll hear something and it'll stick. And I'm like, oh, man, this thing that happened. Like, oh, for example, I was wrong about one thing happened yesterday. The quadriplegic, the dude that had both of his arms and legs cut off, he was not a military person. He lost his legs in some kind of infection that he was 10. And I think they gave him like a 7 or a 5% chance of survival, and he lived through it. He was not a military veteran. I got that wrong. I heard that somewhere, I don't know where, and it stuck. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
these employees have been there for 30 days without pay. And if you need anything to know their dedication to show up and still protect the homeland that you and I enjoy and the freedoms that we're experiencing, they're working for free because of political politics. I'm not going to let any of them outwork me. The president has entrusted me with this, and failure is not an option.
So this all comes as the New York Times reports Mullen was considering a bipartisan deal for immigration reform in discussions with my next guest. That's Democratic Congressman from New Jersey, Josh Gottheimer, friend of the show. Thank you for being here. What are are there talks, or is there a possibility of a breakthrough today?
Well, you know, the Senate is talking now, and I'm actually going over there in a minute. I think we need to do everything possible and stay at the table until we solve this. Dana, you can't have it that DHS continues to be closed and that you've got lines at airports because of all these agents who are not getting paid and therefore are losing. A lot of them can't go to work.
See, that's interesting to me because yesterday we covered that the airports are empty, that they were catching illegals trying to flee their states because they've got like a return notice to go back to their own country. That's interesting to me.
So you're getting, longer lines by the day, and these people need to get paid.
Why are there so many airports like in the places that ICE are in that there's like nobody? Literally, there's like nobody in there. They're like ghost airports. Did a video on that yesterday too.
Senator, now Secretary Mullen said that you just played. So we've got to stay at the table. We've got to work this out. I think it's doable. We're close, but both sides just have to be willing to give a little.
I don't know if Senator Schumer is willing to give a little. Watch here.
This does not have any reforms in ICE, but they've sent us, negotiations are ongoing, and they've sent us an offer, and we'll be sending them an offer back. And I can assure you it'll contain significant reform in it.
Josh, you're also a communications expert. For the life of me, I don't understand why Senator Schumer didn't take yes for an answer when President Trump made several changes.
Is that portion of the government still shut down? Did they never resolve that? Is that still down?
Including changing out, firing the Secretary of Homeland Security and having a new person replace her. And now you're talking with that guy, Mullen. But I know you're heading over to the Senate now. Is your bigger problem Mullen or Schumer?
Well, listen, the bigger problem is that both sides, how it works. They dig in. And listen, I had a lot of constructive conversations with Secretary Mullen, and we may not agree on everything, but I'll tell you, he's a major upgrade, and I have a lot of confidence he's going to do a great job, and he's somebody we can work together with as Democrats and Republicans, and I'm going to continue talking to him. But also on the Senate side, Dana, the big question is, do you fund DHS, including ICE? enforcement and as one big package, and that will come with reforms, many of which we've been working on, reasonable ones, I think, like body cameras and training and things of that, and use of force standards? Or do you take the ICE funding out of the ICE enforcement funding out of the package and vote on everything else and open up DHS and make sure you get TSA paid and make sure we deal with the airport issue and the rest of public safety in the country? And that's really the crossroads we're at. But the answer is...
I think that it's funny that the Democrats are holding... Now, this is very specific for a reason, because it's what I've heard so far. They're holding they're holding TSA hostage, but they also want to defund the DHS. How do we come to this exactly? You get what you want, you end up defunding the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. You don't get what you want, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't TSA part of the Department of Homeland Security? Like, you do realize these lines are going to be backed up regardless if that's the case. Is TSA part of the Department of Homeland Security? It is. So, hold on, wait a minute. So, hold on. So, you mean to tell me that they're holding TSA hostage to defund the Department of Homeland Security, but they want to defund the Department of Homeland Security, which will directly affect TSA and will make it the lines long anyway. So regardless, this is going to happen. Like, this is a catch-22. Like, what the fuck? Hello? Does nobody else notice this? But hello?
You actually have to be willing to take a deal,
right?
And that's what I'm focused on, and I'm going to keep.
It says here, yes, the Transportation Security Administration (TSA) is a component of the Department of Homeland Security (DHS) following the creation after 9/11. TSA transferred from a Department of Transportation to the DHS in March 2003, and it has responsible for security operations at airports and other transportation modes. It is. It's part of the Department of Homeland Security. It is. 100%.
Working on. You just can't stop working on it and, play this you do this posturing. That's fine. At the end of the day, you got to be willing to make an agreement. And
I agree. I should be there at every airport permanently. 100%.
It's really not fair for those TSA workers. Senator Kennedy brought up on the Senate floor the other day the idea that members of Congress should not get paid in the next shutdown and not do it on the backs of the TSA agents.
It don't matter to them. They ain't got no damn money coming from the government anyway. You know where they getting all their goddamn money from? All that damn trading they do. You think for a second that any of these people are going to go hungry because they're not getting any goddamn money from the government? You're cooked. These people ain't getting no money from the government.
No problem with that. I do not think
you ain't gonna tell me that your income of $200,000 a year allows you to go to your multi-million-dollar mansion. Fuck off. That ain't gonna do shit.
When these shutdowns are happening, it's ridiculous. This is not. We can't. Everything can't be. Well, we're not getting along. We're going to shut parts of the government down, and not only hurt the workers who are still showing up every day and protecting us. Many of them trying to get second jobs, third jobs. I've talked to them trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. These guys don't make a lot of money. They're just trying to make it work and pay their rent. The answer is not to shut down and not pay them, and of course hurt our infrastructure and our safety. Yeah. Right? Because when you don't pay these TSA workers, right, a lot of them literally can't show up to work, and so that of course leads to longer lines, and that's unacceptable too. So we got to just work this out. We got to talk to each other. That's what I've been doing. Again, you got to be willing to take. Yeah,
that's another thing. Like if I was able to, I would put term limits on congressmen because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just doing insider trading for the most part, from everything that I've seen. I'd put 4-year term limits on congressmen and women. I'd put the fuck else was there? Oh, I'd make it to where these motherfuckers don't get vacation. And I'd make it to where there's a cam set up for the Senate floor where these motherfuckers have to be down there 365 days a year for 12 hours a day, passing bills that help Americans and change Americans' lives. If you want to run for office, you shouldn't get a vacation. You know why? Because there's a lot of Americans that are suffering every time you decide to go on vacation during an incident like this. You get no vacations. You want a vacation? Don't become a fucking congressman. You want to sit there and do this? You want to change people's lives? Well, and then on top of that, it's going to be one bill voter system. You're not about to cake up or gunk up a fucking bill with all this dog shit. You're going to make it a one bill voter system. That's what it's going to be. You want to get rid of some you want to put more funding to welfare? One bill. One fucking bill. And it's going to be about that. Not the other 7 things you want to gunk up in that fucking bill to make it look like shit. Enough of this, man.
To get an agreement done, and I think that's what I'm encouraging my colleagues in the House and the Senate to do.
And in my opinion, they need to be debanked while they're in Congress and the government. You should be debanked. You shouldn't even be your records for your bank should be public. They should be. Everyone knows where the fuck you live. It doesn't matter. You're part of the political office, you know, all that information's public anyway. You need to be debanked, and every fund that you get, they need to trace it back to the sender. And if it comes from anywhere other than the United States government, charged and killed for treason. Period. Enough of this bullshit. Enough is enough.
Okay, well, let's see what can get done today. Josh Gottheimer, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News.
You don't like those terms? Oops. You don't like those terms? Then don't become a senator. Period. Sick of these motherfuckers getting in office just to get rich. Ooh, here we go. What's this? Ooh, we got some more goodies from Iran, boys. Let's get them.
U.S. forces have struck more than 10,000 military targets. In fact, we hit the 10,000th Iranian target just hours ago. Our precision strikes have overwhelmed Iranian air defenses, and our combat flights over Iran are having tangible effects. We've also removed the regime's ability to rebuild them. Today, we've damaged or destroyed over 2/3 of Iran's missile, drone, and naval production facilities and shipyards. And we're not done yet.
Yeah, it's the head of CENTCOM right there talking about the latest in the war with Iran. Coming over to the board right now. He mentioned 10,000 targets struck, more than that actually, and more than 10,000 combat flights so far. This is what is so devastating, however, for the Iranian
Remember
side.
though, boys, every time Trump makes a new coral reef out in the ocean, we're losing that war, allegedly.
This equation. Yeah, 92% of your Navy's been knocked out. You got 2/3 of your missiles, your drones, and your naval production facilities and shipyards are gone.
That's crazy. 2/3. Bro.
They've been destroyed.
2/3,
by
boys.
the Israelis and the U.S.
Two
air
fucking
campaign.
third. God damn.
Which is so profound right now. In the past 24 hours or so, we look at this map and think about where the Israelis are going, where's the U.S. going. A lot of hits around Tehran, the capital city, but come down here, the Strait of Hormuz, rather. That's a town called Bandar Abbas, which Matt just mentioned. The head of the IRGC,
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. I know we ain't got a goddamn third worlder in here trying to tell me that my favorite country in the whole fucking world is bad. F the United States, F Trump, F you. You know why? I live in the greatest country in the world, and it's currently being ran by somebody that's willing to get his hands dirty to get the fucking job done. And you know what? I've waited long enough. It's been 31 years. It's about goddamn fucking time.
Navy, the man who ran the Navy that blocked the Strait of Hormuz, he was taken out. One more screen for you here.
You do realize that by Trump doing this, if this doesn't turn out a way that he is beneficial for him, it's going to tarnish his legacy. His ass is on the line just like everyone else.
Karen, all these blue dots are the U.S. military bases throughout the area, and they've been targets over the past 3 or 4 weeks on behalf of Iranian drones and missiles. All right, but in red, you've got what the Iranians have done. We have 3 strikes here in Israel. You've got one near Baghdad, another one here.
That bitch ain't even on the fucking circle, man. Look, these guys just shooting missiles wherever. Like, so these are the American dude. Like, what are these shots? Bro, are they playing this game blindfolded? What the fuck are they doing? They ain't nowhere near American bases. What the fuck? What happened here? Hello?
Kuwait. What that tells us, we'll move now, Jimmy, is that by the day the
It's like when you pull up a dartboard in a game and the fucking darts are all around the board. They're all over the fucking wall and shit.
The Iranian fire has become less.
Bro, they're cooked.
And less. Fewer and fewer drones and missiles have been targeted at these bases in and Israel, which could be significant for our next guest. This now will show on this panel. You have 12 leading members of the entire Iranian regime that have been taken out. The Ayatollah, I mean, think about this now. Ayatollah's dead. The head of the IRGC,
Man, that's crazy. Maniac laughing, LOL, losing in life is hard. I'm winning in life. I'm having a great life right now. I get to sit here and do this and ban dumbasses for being stupid and make fun of them too and turn them into content and make money off of it. So far, like, things are going pretty good compared to, you know, the prior 31 years of my shit life. Shit.
the commander, he has been taken out. The head of the military bureau, he's
Gotta catch them all, boys. We got the scoreboard. Let's go. Rest. Oops, hold on, wait. Rest in piss. You won't be missed. 1, 2, 3 more times.
The defense minister in Iran, he's gone. I mentioned the IRGC Navy commander, eliminated. You could commander of the Basij, that's the state police.
We losing, though, boys. Remember that. We losing.
Very powerful internally in Iran. He's dead.
Bro, we tactically taken out these men with like the precision of a fucking needle doing surgery with like an ultra precise robot. And they sitting there trying to bomb American bases and they're missing wildly all over the fucking place.
Iranian intelligence, he's gone as well. What are you left with? As the president says, we don't know who we're talking to. H.R. McMaster's with us now, retired Lieutenant General, former National Security Advisor.
Bro, they had a cardboard cutout of the Supreme Leader. Like, come on.
President Trump. Good to have you on the program, and thank you for your time. Good to see you again. You made a comment that the conditions today in Iran are similar to the conditions in that country 47 years ago when that revolution with the Shah took place. Why do you say that? And go ahead and describe what you see on the ground there in Iran today.
Hey, Bill, it's great. It's great to be with you. Hey, it's actually worse for the Iranian regime than it was for the Shah back in 1979. The situation you had in 1979 is you had a government that really wasn't.
Bro, you realize? Hold on. It's been one hell of a year and a year and a quarter. You realize? I never thought in my lifetime I would have Fox. I fucking hated Fox News for the longest time. I have Fox News pulled up on a live stream where I've actually got viewers commenting and chitting and chatting and I'm making a little bit of money off of YouTube. I got Fox News pulled up on my channel. I got a caption in the bottom of my fucking screen that the President of the United States captured Maduro without losing a single American life. And we bombing the fuck out of terrorists in a foreign country? Holy shit, what a time to be alive. We got that shit just up on the big screen being bombed. Like, people just being, like... What a time to be alive, am I right? Holy shit.
Delivering well for the people. They were really prioritizing, their military strength, what appeared to be strength, while they were neglecting their economy, for example. Their security forces kind of stayed home. They weren't able to really support the Shah. They decided not to. And so what you're seeing today, I think,
and that is the sad part. I think that for at least 10, I think it might be even longer than that because of how many people hate Trump. That Trump derangement syndrome is a bitch. I think that it might take longer than 10 years. I think it might take anywhere from 15 to 20, maybe even longer than that, for people to realize what he's doing right here is not for the betterment of just America, but for the fucking world. These people don't need nukes, period. They don't need them.
You just described is the U.S. Central Command, along with the Israelis as part of this coalition, are doing what they set out to do, what they told us, what the president told us in the first 7-minute clip.
Yeah, dude, like, think about that. Think about the difference in, like, leadership here. You got a man that's willing to go out there and take down this regime that's been haunting us for well over 47 years. And you have a dude that sat around and did fuck all, never did a press conference hardly the entire time he was in office. Let DEI programs get funding from the government so that way it could push racism into our companies. You had the borders open, allowing all these immigrants to flood in. You have people getting killed by illegal immigrant truckers. And, like, this dude managed to get in office and do a 180 on everything, turn back everything, and is now pushing for the same prescription drug costs that every other country has, is making it to where big companies, corporations can't buy housing and turn around and use it for, like, renting. He's bombing a terrorist. Like, the amount of things this man has done is immeasurable in just a year and a quarter. It's been a year and a quarter of a year, boys. The bro still has 2.5 years left of his term. Like, holy shit.
That he used to announce the beginning of the operation, as well as the various briefings of the Pentagon, is to deny.
He ended the bullshit with Palestine and Israel, that thing that Biden didn't do for shit for 4 years. He managed to get Russia and Ukraine to come to the table and talk for a little bit. He ended other, like, how do
Iran's
you...
ability to project power outside its borders. But what you're also seeing in some of those who have been killed is a weakening of the regime's ability to maintain their exclusive grip on power by repressing the population. So the conditions are set, I think, for a fundamental change in the nature of the Iranian regime, such that it ceases its permanent hostility to the United States, you know, they call the great Satan, Israel.
There's one thing I don't agree with. I don't agree with how the Epstein files are being handled. And I damn sure don't agree with all the January 6th insurrectionists being let out. There are some of those people that definitely deserved the whole time that they got in there. You don't have to agree with everything somebody does. You don't. But man, holy crap.
All the cancerous boil, and of course their Arab neighbors. I mean, they fired these missiles and drones against 14 different countries. And so I think this regime is what I mentioned in a recent essay, it's a dead man crawling.
Wow. Okay, let me take
W to any veterans we got in chat, by the way. Any of y'all old elder people in chat, I don't like saying old, it seems very disrespectful. Elder people in chat that are veterans, or for that matter, any service members that we have in chat, W, thank you for your service. You guys made the country, you built the country. Y'all are the ones that built this fucking country. You're never gonna hear me say, like a Democrat say that immigrants built. No, dude. The American veterans built this country. They built this country. They are the reason why most of these foreign countries aren't speaking German. They are the reason why we have as much freedom as we have. They are the reason. Their blood, sweat, and tears watching their friends die and having to visit a fucking stone is the reason why this country is the way it is. Whenever I hear somebody say, well, immigrants are... No, motherfucker. Who secured that freedom? Soldiers did. And it's bullshit. I don't care if you could be an immigrant soldier for all I care. You join up Nigel, God and the Fish. He's an American to me. I don't give a fuck. You fight for this country, you willing to die for this country, you're a fucking American. I don't care. I don't care where you come from. You could be an illegal that joined up for the military and you went out there and you fought. Welcome to America. Welcome to America.
A step further, because what we're hearing from the leaders of these Gulf states is saying that we cannot accept Iran that is not neutered. So that they want all their military capabilities wiped out. And they want the next leadership to agree to those conditions. So your conclusion, based on your military background and your intelligence background, is that this regime will be changed. How much thought have you given to what?
I feel like that should be an option. That should be an option to let people join up for the military if you're illegal here. If you can get past and show like patriotism and show that you're willing to die for the country, I think that we should allow them to enlist in the military. Honestly, fuck what? Like, as long as they don't have a criminal record, obviously. But I feel like that should be an option for them. Fuck, they already here. Why not just send them over to base? If they want to join, like, why not?
This is it. And where does that thought take you?
Yeah, Bill,
what better way to show patriotism for a country than to join the military and be like all for it? This
is the big question, right? It already, it's already changed because you just went through all these leaders who've been killed. And so the regime is fragmented. I think President Trump is playing toward that fragmentation. He says, they want a deal. They're desperate for a deal. But you know what they're saying publicly, Bill, is they're saying, hey, we've got to meet these 5 conditions. You stop attacking.
Yeah, then why the fuck they over here coming in illegally then? They got that option. The fuck? That's crazy.
The second thing is you're never going to attack us again. You're going to give us the keys to the Straits of Hormuz. You're going to pay reparations. So what you're seeing are these much different, many different perspectives because the regime is fragmented. So one way it could end, Bill, is that fragmentation continues and elements of the military, maybe the Artesh, which is the conventional military, say, hey, enough of this. We're taking control, and you would have essentially a coup of some kind and a transitional government.
Damn, look at that, dude. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Why the hell aren't these over there already? What we doing? What's taking so goddamn long? These should be over there. What the fuck we doing, man?
Probably the best way that it could end. Another is the continued strikes.
They still don't know if that man's alive or dead. I thought they had confirmed that he was dead, but they still don't know if that dude is dead or not. They have no idea.
The best way that it could end. Another is the continued strikes against the Basij, right, which are these thugs who killed 30,000, more than 30,000 Iranians in a 2-day.
Thank you so fucking much for saying it. Thank you so much for saying it. Oh my God, dude. It's like everybody's scared to say it. Come on.
Period in January.
Baldy's cooking over here. He's spitting, bro.
The regime's ability to repress its own population. They just rounded up 1,000 people because the regime is very concerned about that. Yeah. That's another way. So you could have a brief period of essentially civil war and an uprising as well.
Okay, I got about 30 seconds left. When the Iranians publicly say that we reject your offer, there's no negotiations, it's not happening, and then leaders in Pakistan come out and say, no, they're talking, and the Iranians have looked at the offer. I wonder how much that is for domestic consumption. If the internet's out and like state communications is the only way that most Iranians get news and information.
And why else would they have the internet turned off in their country? Huh. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
That's the message that's going. I just want to get a quick thought on that and how you analyze it.
Absolutely. It's total propaganda toward their own population. Hey, don't pay attention. To these, 10,000 strikes against us in the weekend.
Well, they turned the internet off so that way they could continue to make these AI videos of them blowing up United States Air Force planes and riding carpets with a machine gun and to blow up the USS Abraham Lincoln 5 times a day to show that they're winning, or like the B-2 bomber on the back of the fucking the truck driving it under an overpass that is way too small. It's to keep these people in fear, and they don't know any better because it's like I said, like I was saying earlier in the stream, when all your propaganda is spoon-fed to you out of forced law, and it's all like communist propaganda, you're not going to know any better. It's not their fault. It's not.
Of the regime, we're really driving the and have the initiative in the fight, and it's just all it's all smoke and mirrors. I'm sure the Iranian people aren't buying it, right? There's more and more internet, content getting past these firewalls. There are more VPNs and Starlink terminals. So, I think it's just, again, it just shows the fundamental weakness of the regime, as well as the degree to which the regime is fragmented.
Extraordinary time. H.R. McMaster, good to have you on. Thank you, General.
I wonder how good that Starlink stuff is, man. I'm gonna have to check that out at some point.
Great to be with you, Bill. Thank you.
Whenever I get the actual money to
Be
afford
sure to
it.
like and subscribe.
Is this new? Is this new? Is this new? Did this just come out? Hold on, wait a minute. Is this new?
Right to Trey
Wait a minute. When did this come out? Did we watch this already? Let's talk about this. This is the lady that I was. Oh damn! Hold on, wait a minute. We'll watch this and then I gotta be rolling. I got a psychiatrist appointment today at 1, so I gotta quick get all my shit together with these damn videos. Hold on.
She was in tremendous.
If you do here, hit the sub button, hit the like button on the stream. Stick around. We're here every single day, same time, 11 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 11:30. Every day, even on the weekends now. So please stick around, sub to the channel, check out that membership. Don't know if you want, you don't have to. Just showing up and leaving comments. That's really all I'm asking, man. Just show up and watch the stream and stick around and enjoy the streams.
She was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail, but most days not. So there was no wander off. And the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
And there was blood on the front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off. This is not
shit.
Okay. Yeah. This isn't, something is very wrong here.
So moments ago, Savannah Guthrie revealing brand new details about the moments they discovered their mother was missing 7 weeks ago. Fox News contributor and retired FBI supervisor special agent James Galliano has been covering this case from the very beginning and joins us now. James, good to see you, my friend. Two things stick out to me. One, she refers to her mother in past tense. That was new. The second thing is she introduces this new detail about the back doors being propped open. What do you make of that?
Yeah, LJ, a couple of big takeaways, and I think you're onto something here. The first is it's heart-wrenching to listen to this videotaped interview. Savannah is going through survivor's guilt right now. Guilt, remorse, feelings of worthlessness, feeling like this was her fault when it was clearly not. And look, as we're looking at the drone footage from our drone team right now of the backyard, the big takeaway I took from this interview was the fact that she said doors, multiple doors, were propped open in the back. Now, we know early on in the investigation, the sheriff had insinuated that there might have been forcible entry.
So there were multiple doors that were propped open?
And then walked it back in later interviews and said there was no forcible entry. So did someone...
What the fuck are they doing?
Have a key? Was there a keypad there? Or was the door left unlocked? And second of all, Lawrence, this was another
That's a big ass house, man. Jesus, that is a massive. That's a whole. That's a house. Looks like a damn business.
Huge takeaway for me. Savannah basically assesses that 2 of the ransom notes, the ones that the family responded to, in her words, were real. I think those are the 2 biggest takeaways from this interview.
Let's go back to the initial point about the back doors being propped open. Since you were on the scene, and we remember that Hilo observing that area and the ground team doing the grid search back there, where could he have taken her that direction? Is it terrain going?
I mean, from what I understand, I think that one of the victims is the daughter of Gothreen in the Epstein files. It could be anything. It could be a senator, a governor that ordered this. Could be Trump. I don't know. All I know is that Trump is implicated in the files. There's nothing condemning yet, but there's a lot of people pushing these files. And I don't know. It could be the cartel, could be some random group of people that just want a lot of money. They see this big rich house, don't understand who it is. Snatcher, it could be anybody. We don't know. I do find it very concerning that when law enforcement are interviewed about this, they say that there's no forcible entry, but there's 2 points of forcible entry on the back of the house. That's very concerning to me.
Out the back door?
Yeah. No, it would be too difficult. I mean, Lawrence, this is arduous terrain. I mean, it's undulating hills. You've got saguaro cactuses. You've got all kinds of unforgiving landscape there. What I surmise.
Yeah, there's not enough information to make any kind of like accusations on anybody. We don't know anything. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's alive, man. They're saying they found blood on the front porch, and she's gone. They want a ransom, and I don't know, man. She's having trouble walking to get the mail in the morning. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Having been
I don't know,
5 feet away from the front door.
I hope she's alive.
What I surmise is that a vehicle had to be brought into that half-circular driveway. You could escape the Nest or the Ring doorbell camera from that perspective. You could park it by the garage, come around to the back door, and go in that way. Why?
I'm shocked you got this big-ass house and you ain't got no security cameras around that bitch. Why the hell would you have a property that big with no security cameras?
Kidnapper or kidnappers felt the need to disable,
especially out in the middle of the boonies like that. You in the middle of practically nowhere.
Nest camera. That leads me to believe that they thought that camera could pick something up from the roadway. Now we know how dark it is out in the desert at night, and that Ring camera, Nest camera, only picked up movement out to about 10 feet. They're slated to go out to 30 feet, and I think they did that as a precaution. But then you've got the blood spatter also on the front porch, and we know that blood came back to Nancy Guthrie.
You brought up the Ring camera.
Yeah, but like, I'm not talking about the Ring camera. I'm talking about the security camera. Like, how is it that you don't have security cameras posted up on the corners of this house, towards the driveway, like around the house, like on the pool? I mean, every house that I've seen that's this fucking big, especially out in the middle of the desert like this. I mean,
Guthrie talking about that. Watch.
When the Ring camera video surfaced.
Because like if they had a security camera on the road where these people pulled in, they could have got the license plate number of the car.
You could see
like little shit like that makes a difference.
That person was. Just tell me what you thought when you saw those images of the person who took your mother.
I mean, it's just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
It's just totally terrifying. And I can't imagine that is who she saw standing over her bed.
James.
Yeah, I think, again, this goes back to the survivor's guilt. She's watching this video, and again, the FBI's Operational Technology Division, along with the commercial companies, did a great job of digging this video up that's on the screen. And look, Lawrence, I've been doing this prognostication business for a long time, and I'm 99% right when I suggest, hey, this person or these people will be apprehended. But we're into day 54 right now. And remember the Brian...
Oh, damn. Holy shit. Oh, my God.
Koberger case took 47 days for them to be able to bring him into custody. But I think the proximity to the Mexico border makes this inherently more difficult.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that. Oh, bro.
And going back to the Dark Skies Initiative, there just wasn't enough camera evidence. There wasn't enough imagery because of how dark it is out there, and the fact that...
why the fuck wouldn't you have a camera? So you that close to the damn border, you wouldn't have cameras set up around that bitch? Bro.
Cameras that were put up in the municipality, they don't track license plates. They basically just make gauges on how much traffic is coming or going. That's what's made this exceedingly difficult. I still believe that we will find out who did this. Every day that goes by just becomes more difficult to believe that it's going to be a successful reunion with Savannah and her mother.
James, I got to get this last shot in because there's this emotional moment where Savannah takes some responsibility. Watch.
There are a lot of different notes, I think, that came. And I think most of them, it's my understanding, are not real. And I didn't see them. But, you know, a person that would send a fake ransom note really has to look deeply at themselves. And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to my sister and my brother and my kids and my nephew and Tommy and my brother-in-law. I'm like so sorry. I'm so sorry. If it is me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Both of us do TV. I'm in morning television. Like, I felt that to my core. She feels like in some way she's responsible, that they targeted her because she was her mother.
Yeah, survivor's guilt, classic case. And I wrote down what she said there. You know, it's too much to bear to think that I brought this to her bedside. Fame and celebrity are helpful tools in getting the word out in this instance, but we also get to see her pain, her palpable pain on the screen in real time today.
Love on your loved ones. Have security measures in place. And even then, that may be enough, so pray. Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
man,
LJ.
That's sad.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian. So bad. I hope they find this lady and she's still alive, man. That sucks so bad. I feel so bad for her and her family. I do. It sucks. All right, boys. You know what time it is, boys? It's rolling time. Oh, shit, I don't know why I did that. It's rolling time. We're, like I said before, we're starting a new stream schedule for the rest of the forever for the most part. So we're gonna be here even on the weekends. So please stick around. If y'all, if y'all enjoying the stream, stick around. Like the video, like the stream, sub to the channel, please. Every little sub helps. Every little new person helps. 100%. Hit them. Check the channel memberships out. If you like that, then go ahead and hit that up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being y'all. Y'all are awesome, by the way. Keep being y'all. We gonna keep making fun of crazy people as long as I'm on this channel. As long as I'm allowed to and permitted by the current state of affairs. We gonna keep making fun of because it's funny. Make sure y'all stay safe out there. Be back on tomorrow, bright and early, same time. Hopefully Asmin goes live, so we got some shit to talk about. Keep being y'all. Stay safe out there. Be friendly. Put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day, their whole life. You never know. Thank all of you so. I can't say that enough. Y'all are awesome. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Stay safe.
I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through